Guys, welcome back to the CJX Community Cup Season 4, organized by Fragnation in partnership with Ubisoft. It's me, Mandus, with Santa for this final. It is the grand finals. Hasib Warriors coming in strong against Won't Stop Peaking. Hasib Warriors took down their bracket, 2-0 in the semifinals, but the side of Won't Stop Peaking did drop a map, did have fierce competition coming out from Blitzkrieg yesterday, right, Santa?
Fierce competition, quite electrifying gameplay, and deadly combos. A lot of things happened yesterday. It was quite a bit of match to watch as well as observe, and then perform casting for the same. I wonder what the players must have said after the matches were over, and why not? We are at a very high stakes situation and gameplay, so that's much needed. Now, if yesterday was like that, I wonder how it will be today.
Exactly. If that's the kind of action, and now we get to see basically the top two teams in this competition battling it out over here, and they're a team known to show quite a bit of an aggression. But before we get
Yes.
into more of the details, let's see a bit of how the format is for this competition. Because CJX has a couple of different modes compared to what Siege was, but this was or is currently a single elimination format, one shot at victory, a 5 versus 5 game mode, basically the traditional Siege that we love to play, and that is it, right? So no one had a lower bracket run. No one has basically the two top teams haven't dropped a series against anybody. They're going to be battling it out, and the Sea Warriors also had very strong form, given that they had a game where they won 4v5.
Oh yes, not to forget that. And what Xedix did after walked into the match, and that 4v5 completely shocked me to the moment that I was short of words for a lot of duration of the play. So looking forward for more, and I mean no 4v5, please, not the way it happened the other way, because today is the grand finals matches, and we need a lot of action.
Yeah, we do need a lot of action. I think there's a reason why these players are going to be hyped to play it, because we do have a pretty significant prize pool. You're battling basically much today for a 10k INR jump. The second place will get that 15k, but the first place gets that 25k out of that 15k INR pool that we have. The third place will be battled out later on today between the third and fourth place teams who lost in the semifinals. So they either they get 10k INR for third, or we do also have R6 credits for number 4, number 5, and number 6. So you're not missing out until your sixth position in this competition, and that is good numbers. Like maybe you don't get monetary value, but you get in-game currency, and who doesn't love buying skins anytime they feel like?
Money is the motivating factor, be it in game, be it in the world, and it drives a lot. So, yes, who doesn't need those skins? Go for the Master Chief collection skin or probably the Santa outfit. I don't think there is a Santa outfit. Whereas, the caps and all are there. So, yes, that's needed. Talking about the teams, grand finals, guys. Let's get ready for Won't Stop Peaking. Gonna head on with Hasib Warriors. Both are a force to deal with. Now, who gets the best of who would be decided through the matches, through the maps, etc., and the bans. A lot of things in store. So be ready, be prepared for the same, and all this is going to get unlocked in the maps that's been picked and banned. So we are going to pick up. We are going to start with Border. And whenever I hear Border, automatically a background music runs in my head. Don't mind about me, but that's the thing. And I like Border a lot of angles to cover with. Then we have one of the favorite maps I got, Cafe Dostoevsky, followed by Chalet, if it, and Chalet, what to say, man, things and areas to be covered. Then the fourth in the Night Havens lab, and the fifth, that's the Decider in Clubhouse.
Yeah, these are good map selections coming in. Only problem with the Night Evil Lab, but maybe Sea Warriors have something up their sleeve. And these teams have played these maps throughout this competition. I think they're well versed in it. But without any further ado, let's head in to the banning stage over here. The Azami Twitch gets banned. Now, the Azami banned by WSP. Interesting with Border. Maybe some angles you want to prevent, especially at the half walls, depending on how you want to play out your rounds. And we did see a variety of how this Border was looking, because it seems to be like completely a defendant sided map given how much the plays have been going on. And this will be a 5-man strong both sides teams. The Ace and Mira gets banned out. Love the Mira ban. The Ace ban also prevents a lot of funny plays that you can go for, but you expect the Thermite Hibana coming out, so it won't be that much of a difference. It's up to see what they're going to be selecting selecting as their operators over here. Fenrir, Legion, Mute, Castle, and Valkyrie getting locked below the castle. That's interesting. We don't get to see that many castles in 2F in border.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Oh
defeated by
yes,
attackers.
indeed. And talking about the players are ready. We have Buckinator, Vinci, Dark Lord, Desmond, and then No Cobra. And on the other side, we have Vata, Taha, Naughty, Zedux, Baz. So, is it going to be fire versus fire, or is it going to be fire versus ice sort of situation? Would be in the gameplay that we are going to watch. So right now the preparation phase and looking at the reinforcements quite beautiful. They cover the angles. The match we have been waiting for since 2 days and the one that we have been speaking about. In the map of border, let's begin the action. Who gets the best of who? Look forward for these players. That's going to make a mark for sure. So right on the beginning, take care of the camps and all. The entry positions are getting covered. And on the other side, I see Naughty is very well prepared, as a very good angle. So that's going to be a quick kill.
Yeah, and hopefully so. Guys, reminder, if you're just tuning in, this is the grand finals of the CHX Community Cup Season 4 organized by Fragnation partnership with Ubisoft. And this is just map 1 of this section. Given how these teams play, I'm expecting this go all the complete distance, all 5 maps. The bulletproof camp gets spotted out, and that's a nice cheeky gap they've created there in the wall. They don't have a mirror, so they're just making their makeshift mirror hole that can be used from both sides essentially over here. And you can already see the Ivana's getting to work, already making some breaches coming in. And Legion Mine goes out from Zedux. Zedux, one of the most preferred players in this scenario, and he's got the roaming agent. The Legion is so preferred by any type of roam, and they don't have an IQ for their attackers. So it's going to be tough to spot out these black eyes from the Valkyrie, be it how it be, and just to see whether Fendi is going to set up. He still has one more Fendi in his pocket that he can throw, depending on the scenario. But for now, slower in the pace. We're not seeing the kind of aggression that I expect from Hasib Warriors. They're not challenging a lot of these angles. They're just playing a bit more on the passive side. Sitting in CCTV, you can see Baz is waiting for maybe a kill, just holding a pixel angle. And there comes the spray on the window. Baz gets the kill onto Desmond, like I was looking at. Fatar gets it onto Dark Lord. It's a long angle created here by Cobra. Can he get the headshot? No, barely missing out on the opportunity. Ooh,
Big
Xerox is the
numbers
kill
coming
back.
in. And that was needed. Over Cobra, Xerox gets the second. That's Buckinator, the last one standing. Vinci, can you go for 1v5? Yesterday he attempted a lot of times, but against the player it was quite difficult. Right now it is 5 to take care of. If you get an ace, it's going to be quite an interesting opening. So let's see if Vinci would be ready for the same. But the angles are covered, a lot of areas and key positions being performed. But Vinci has an angle approach as well as a plan, it seems so. Got to see. He has 2 flashbangs to work with. At the same point of time, his position is slightly compromised.
It is compromised depending on how he wants to go for it. Vinci, 1 man against 5. He gets the knock onto Taha. Taha is on the ground, knocked down, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get picked up without any hesitation whatsoever. And Fatar looking to be making more of a nuisance. They still pretty much know where Vinci is. Vinci has walked in, so they didn't know. And just as he goes to pull out the goo mine from his leg after getting the kill, Baz strikes on the opportunity, takes him down, and gets the round for his team.
First round itself going into the name of Hasib Warriors, and quite a good opening. So that, like, let's say a warm-up situation. So Won't Stop Peeking should get ready for the same hand walk, Ash walk, and with that elf cap which I have been looking for. So while speaking about the R6, it is that this is where you can spend and make the best out of the game. So be ready, be prepared for the next round, and I'm expecting an equalizer from Won't Stop Peeking, particularly the way they have covered the angles. They cover the angles in the prior round, wherein slightly fell short a bit. So got to see what's in store for this one.
Bomb located by attackers.
And that is pretty much one of the stronger sites you're going to have a border on the map. Border 2F is pretty much destined for you to win it. If you lose it out, that's when it gets worrisome for the defenders. But now they're going the bot side, and this gramophone just keeps on blowing away. This is one of my peak nuisances on this map. I just hate that thing out of the dirt. But Zedux has gone to the Capcom, so we have to watch for the Drats. We do still keep the castle. We've brought the bandit and not the kite for the hatches, so we're going to go for the wall reinforcements more over here. The hatches, the roamers will be dealing with, and Bas has picked up the smoke. talking about the attackers, the Amaru's come in, so maybe a quick entrance from ND, and then Desmond going back to that Ash. We've seen a lot of Ash pretty much all the days. The drone fail, didn't go to the rooftop. Instead comes back, and Desmond's going to go for a replay over here. This time, the drone makes it to the roof.
That was slightly funny to watch. And imagine, the throw happens and it gets stuck somewhere. I'm not sure how it would be. Okay, that's something wild that is going over my head. Forget about it. 0-1 on the scoreline, 2 minutes 20 seconds. Got to work with the initial damage a little bit. Buckinator, bit of troublesome matter. Falls would not be picked up for targets the best, but the immediate equalizer Cobra on the move, and that's 0x. Over the top fragger is off the mark, and with this, it's a troublesome matter. Got to see, but immediately a C4 break. That to right on the second round. I'm happy about the explosive takedown. I got to see the equalizers going head on. 3v3 converted to 2v3 while we're talking about Desmond could be the next one to fall, whereas he has a very good angle. Would Baz be able to counter it?
They are trying to walk in, and the Fenrir activates the on that. Sound cue just peeks in, gets the kill onto Desmond, makes it a 3v1 again. Vinci left as the last man standing. Ooh, that was just a pixel away from Vinci's head just getting knocked off his shoulders over there. But look at this, Vinci's still trying to fight. He should be putting on the SMG at a closer range over here, but he is Fenrir. He's gonna get smoked. He's gonna be pushed into a corner before he is pushed straight into the afterlife over there. And there's not much you can do. You're Fenrir, there's a smoke above you, you're just in all sorts of chaos. And unfortunately, your heart picture left alone yet again at the last. Hasib Warriors will capitalize, taking us to 2-0 in their favor in map 1 of the grand finals.
Amazingly executed second round as well. I was under the impression that Won't stop peaking will make a big time move to get the equalizer done, whereas something else was in store. Now, walking into the next one, Valkyrie, Fandrir, Alibi, along with the others going on beautifully. The Hasib Warriors in the move, they are prepared. They come with a lot of preparation, I believe so. At the same point of time, we have seen them do a lot of stuff prior 2 days. And it would continue. Why not? It's the grand finals. And on the other side, from Won't stopping, what I feel like, it's kind of like the calmness before the storm enters. Maybe, they are doing the read on the opponent. So if that's the case, and if the first 2 rounds were kind of like a trial, then now is the time to go for the banger.
10 seconds to insertion.
It is. This is where you have to try. This is the offsite for Hasib Warriors. If WSB has any chance of making it back into the competition, they have to start now. Border is very defender-centric. I've said before, even the map had begun. But the offsite is where you have to honestly capitalize. They've brought a sledge in to make the vertical plays coming out. Buccaneer has gone on to the 0. Him with that MP7 ACOG, I think that is just spells disaster for the opponents, because Buccaneer is so sharp with that aim coming into those fights. And Z-Ducks, yet again, on the Legion. You have actually 2 primary roamers. You have the Legion plus the Aloe with 3 speed for the Aloe for Naughty over there. Let's see if he can make any impact. He's already got some opening fights coming in. Him and Dark Lord have exchanged blows. Dark Lord low on HP, but Taha catches out Vinci, the man who has been left in the last 2 rounds for the last picking. Is this time the first blood for the side of Taha at that point with that Fenrir with his own MP7 intro. Cobra gets the kill onto Fatar, and he gets that against that man. It made a 4v4. Now the Valkyrie is out. He can at least, cycle through cams, get that info. Dark Lord upside down like a clay pigeon, shot by Taha from the air, making it a 4v3 in favor of Hasib Warriors.
Oh, it's been picked up, intel's been gathered, and a lot of pings going in the way. Cobra gets the best, Bars falling down, kind of like a trouble indeed. So it's all up to Taha Naughty to take care of the situation, and do not forget we have Z-Dex in the play. So already got 2, whereas a lot of damage has been dealt, and Z-Dex is in a troublesome scenario. Kind of managed a little, but doesn't seem like he could. Oh, that's a trouble indeed, and that's what happens. Desmond getting the 2K, one after the other. Taha, the last one, canting, goes for 3. Not gonna look good because the angles have been covered and a lot of healing has been set for the player. Have to see how Taha is going to approach it. Both corners set, covered, and immediate counter happening as well. Gotta look for the backstab. Meanwhile, connects. Desmond on the prowl and makes a big one. That's a 3K for the player.
Ooh. A 3K indeed for Desmond, and that is what I was expecting coming out of this round for the offside. WSP finally make the mark in the grand finals, take a round for themselves, as we'll see what the third operator is banned from either side of the teams over here, as we are practically in the half of the half, in the quarter, I would say at this point, going into it. But WSP finally finding their feet in this matchup, finally looking like they can answer back some fights going on. It was a lot of back and forth. The Fenrir gets banned. He has been quite annoying, I would not say it's also same thing goes in for them. They're going 1F. No, actually they switch it back to 2F, thankfully, over their side. And the Brava also gets banned out. So the Brava banned out, the Fenrir is banned out. You have to make some adjustments because the Fenrir is that main hold towards that 2F side, towards the reception area, where you had to hold it a lot more for your team. And the Fenrir was coming in clutch. Again, will be playing the castle. It's not something I usually see in a 2F border, but hey, if they make it work, they make it work. Zedux yet again on the Legion, and it seems we're bringing in a striker from the side of Won't Stop Peeking.
Camera feed up and running.
Going to be interesting. Won't stop peeking, getting the first. Now looking for the second as well. That would be the equalizer for a 2-2. So waiting for the same. Baz on the move, has the areas covered. Now falling a little short on the attack and kind of like dealing towards the squad. So need to make sure that the position that got compromised has to be handled better. Now on the prior round, they definitely maintained it. Got to see if that can be covered on this on round number 4. I'm looking forward for a 2-2 situation. So while the entry points comes covered, have to see if Zedux is the one to get this entry frag.
Yeah, it's up to see if Zedux can put on the aggression that we know him to be for, but unless
Yes.
but at the same time, ND's gone down. It's only 2 minutes and 40 seconds of clock, and ND is already out of this round. Fatar is going to be the one who takes his head, and that's going to be Sophia out. Not most of the important operator in terms of utility over here, but Desmond's going to answer back. Zedux, who was looking for one of the open tracks, finds his demise at the hands of the Ash instead. So that's equalized to a 4v4 currently as it sits. But Zedux with the Illusion Mines could have been important for info later on, depending how you put it out. And you can already see Fatar was checking for drones there on the ceiling in case anyone had put a cheeky one from the side of Won't Stop. Now, slowing down the pace, 4v4. You're trying to find kills on the pathway. Baz with the Sterling SMG, he's not looking for anything. Maybe a run out. Taha's looking for it. Taha's waiting for the opportunity. He's hearing the rappel over there. I'm going to expect a run out coming in from this man if he has, you know, the guts to pull it off. Fatar in the meantime gets Buckinator on the side with 0. Could not be of much effect in all 3 rounds. He's 0-3 right now, and it's not looking good for this man.
Oh my goodness, Naughty well prepared, I feel so. Vinci on the other side making a move in, but he has 2 covering the corner. Not going to be easy, so it has to be Desmond who needs clear. Seems like the player is not well prepared. Check the corner. Otherwise, that's a quick takedown for sure. Oh, there comes a big one. Fatah gets the best out of it, and Desmond was not at all prepared for the same. Would Dark Lord fall in the same line of fire or not? Because yesterday he had a very off day, I would feel so. Same was the case with Vinci a lot of times. So Dark Lord gonna go for it, and unfortunately Baz got the best out of the situation. An explosion meanwhile did not make anything, and Fatar with the second big ones on the board. Lovely play from the team.
Yeah, Fatar, nice kill at the end with the C4 usage, creates the hole, peeks through it, gets the kill, and Hasib Warriors are like, no, that
yep.
was just the offside that you could win out over there. They're like, no, if we are on the strong sides, we're going to end up going for it ourselves. Bathroom Tellers seems to be the side objective for them right now. They will be defending. A Mozzie comes in for Baz. He's going to forsake the Frost as of yet. As we continue on, this is round number 5. Hasib Warriors 3-1 against Won't Stop Peeking. And mind you, this is going to be an interesting competition. This is a best of 5, so it depends on how well you are going to be well versed in most of the maps in Rainbow to actually come out on top. Dark Lord has brought out the demos that was getting banned against him after he brought it out yesterday in the semifinals for himself, and I'm expecting maybe even Blackbeard makes an appearance later on from the side of WSP. For the side of Hasib Warriors, you're bringing in a bandit. I'm not sure if the bandit at the bot side, maybe just to electrify the walls between sides, or maybe get some picks that way. And you can see, the wall in B side, that just that singular wall that can be broken down, which has been reinforced. But other than that, just looking at it, we see some switches. No, it's not going to be the Demons. Dark Lord has switched over to the ad to continue the attack for them.
Felt as if, right at the beginning, a big one is about to happen. I was kind of like scared for a moment. Okay, pretty much 2 minutes 45 seconds. Entry position slightly covered. At the same point of time, a lot of defensive maneuvers. I feel as if Naughty is going to get a quick kill. Who would it be is the question, because on the other front, I do not see the move exactly that is happening, and there we go. Whereas Taha got the best out of Cobra. So 1-3 on the board, probably so that Won't Stop Peeking can make it to the second, and looks as if it's begun. Dark Lord must have heard me, got bars off the play. Ready for the second one. Desmond is making it happen for the player. Flush out is plausible on the corner, but low. Quite big one. Vinci and Buckinator has to get it done.
Yeah, this 2F in lockdown for the side of Hasib Warriors. They're not letting anybody make their appearance over. Only Baz is the only casualty for them. Vinci and Buckinator are left alone in a 2 versus 4. They're just now sledge doing open the side over there on 2F. So it's just not going to be. They're just too slow in pace. When you try to speed it up, Hasib Warriors answer for it. You're not clearing all your angles properly before you're moving in. Not aware. You're standing in the middle of a hallway trying to fire through wall bangs when anyone can just peek hallway and just kill you. And that's exactly what the side of Hasib Warriors did. And now you can see WSP are going to make them move to the bot side. If they can get a pick, the bandit just about crouching beneath that crosshair, can't be spotted out. But look at Vinci, he's walking in over here in the bottom side. He's in the main lobby. Can he look for a kill? A random wall bang will not be successful for Buckinator. He thought maybe a pick could be caught with his commando over there. But no, the IQ still has not yet to make his mark. And he will die. It's a triple kill for Taha right now as he hunts Vinci, maybe looking for his quarter. The spray is through just narrowly above the head of Vinci. Does not connect, but Vinci's going to come from this side. Oh, the wall bang comes in. There was yellow pings coming in onto Taha, so maybe there's a drone also watching that side. So he gets the pick for himself with the help of that yellow ping for him. So Vinci, 1v3, doesn't have many opportunities to do anything. He's just going to randomly spray and gets answered back by the Arumi. That is just spam for spam battle going on. That did not go Vinci's way. And leads Hasib Warriors take their round tally all the way up to that number 4.
Big numbers, and right from the beginning, a domination is being presented from Hasib Warriors. I'm still waiting for the answer for this domination from Won't Stop Peeking. Is it via IQ, Sledge, Buck, Ash combined with Grim on the other side, Oryx, Legion, and the others? This could be the round where we can see the second, possibly, from Won't Stop Peeking, whereas, a lot of things can go the other way around. Okay, that's a tips and tricks, like a lot of things. It was well prepared and good reinforcements. I kind of forgot that we have a prep phase and that the action has begun and noob me. What can I do? As soon as I see that players are making a lot of moves, I kind of feel that the action is on. And why not? Beautiful game indeed it is. So 1-4 on the board.
10 seconds remaining.
Waiting for Won't Stop Peeking to make the answer. And I'm not sure, Madness, what's happening with Vince and Dark Lord. Since yesterday, it's kind of low on the number of kills. And till now, seeing Buckinator on 0 is kind of a surprising factor for me.
But that just tells you how strong Hasib Warriors is as a team when you're going against them, right? It's a tough time going in. And I'm very excited to see that Baz has selected the Oryx. That Oryx is going to make for spicy plays through hatches as well. Let's see how well he can operate that edge. But just look at the kills, right? Fatar's at 7, Taha's at 7. So they're leading the charge from up front. Even Baz has 5 for himself. So these are very kill-hungry members of Hasib Warriors that are just doing their due diligence. Their roams are coming in very nicely. And the duo of Fatar and Taha on these, trades that they're getting out for each each other, and they're just backing each other in the same pretty much gunfight. I just love this chemistry coming in from them. This is the last round of the half, and Xenox gets the opening frag on Desmond, the top fragger from the side of Won't Stop Picking, and I think the demise will just continue to follow through. The 2F is in lockdown. They're trying to make the way. Dark Lord uses the Ayanas. He's not used the Ayana as of yet. I would like to see him use the Ayana clone to go forward, get some spacing for himself. Instead, they're just going to use the sledge, open up and rotate over here, try to walk in. He crouches it just barely, almost catches Xenox, and it actually is Baz. He catches out Baz, and Baz gets knocked down. But now Baz is in a safe spot. He's going to get picked up, I think so, no matter what happens. So it's still going to be a 5 versus 4. But Xenox and Baz's HP is very low. Vinci eats some damage for his troubles. Buckinator was trying to walk in, maybe trying to get his first frag of the game, and that's exactly what he does. Picks up Fatar, and he gets Baz, making it a very quick 4 versus 2, because Xenox is back again on the ground. Taha picks up Dark Lord off screen over there, and Taha's just holding side. Naughty on this alibi hasn't made the impact I would have liked an alibi to make, and Taha instead is picking up the pace for his team. It's a double kill already for him in the round. It's 3 versus 2 as we head in deeper, and now finally Xenox will be picked up.
Buckinator, Vinci together already making the mark happening. Both Naughty and Xenox so low on health. I won't say it was going to be easy, because we know what Naughty and Xenox can do together. And Xenox alone can do a lot of times. He has proven himself in such a sort of situation. Already a position is being compromised, and Vinci is prepared for the same, I believe so. As soon as the peak happens, a quick frag for the move. Now, Naughty holding a very cheeky angle. It's quite difficult to take out the player, particularly the connection to be made around the counter and behind this, not going to be easy. Only 20 seconds on the clock, so the players have to make a move. At the same point of time, they're not taking the chance over here. It has to be the verticality for the play, making the mother hole, and here comes a little bit of angle being created. Buckinator gets the first. Vinci on the other side, ready for Xenox, I feel so. Meanwhile, the defusal in position. Vinci well prepared. All that's needed is a quick one. One bullet is all that's needed. Whereas Xenox being quite defensive. Vinci came for the rescue, otherwise it could have went the other way around. Big numbers, and here comes the second.
Yeah, and Buckinator, man, started the round with 0 kills, ends up with 3 in just that one himself. I think he was hearing us talk smack about him. He's like, no, I need to step up right now for my team. And this is exactly what he does. He gets the plant out at the end, even sacrifices himself in the swing. He gets knocked, but then the opponent is not ready for the swing coming in from his teammate. So they get that kill for themselves and get, more importantly, a second round coming in. And this is their offside. The offside is only where WSP won. So if they want to do anything in defending, they have to make sure even the offside is in lockdown as we head into the half switch. The ace, I think, is going to get banned perma throughout most of this series. The Melusi is a good, interesting change. I'm expecting a Mira ban as well. And no, it's the Fenrir. They optimized for the Fenrir over it. And WSP will be banning out the Brava. So Mira is open. I'm expecting WSP to snatch that up for themselves.
Quite possible, quite indeed it could be. So Maestro Azami, Goyo, Valkyrie, Frost, opposed by Ash and the others. So interesting this round is going to be. 3 is what I'm expecting out of it. 3-4 is the score that I'm expecting. Going in with Won't Stop Taking, and Buckinator, what an answer, man. I really like it. 3 getting a 3K. So that needs to be continued. See, this is the playstyle I often know for Buckinator. And I was certain that it's going to continue. Now, Vinci and Dark Lord also has to pick up for the team to make some big numbers. Now, look at the other end. Taha already at 9. Naughty struggling a little bit, but I'm not sure that, he'll also pick up as early as possible. Fatar at 7. The numbers advantage. Now, Xenox and Baz slightly taking it at a slow pace. For sure, I know that, since it's the best of 5 series, probably that's one situation from where these guys are going slightly slow, kind of like saving an energy as of now, or maybe, again, reading their opponents is what I want to say.
They are trying on those fans, and we have seen a heartbeat actually being brought in. That is the Thermite this time for Hasib Warriors, and Taha has brought up the Monty. The big shield is coming in. Zedux instead has opted for the Deimos. And more importantly, there's no mirror on the defensive side, so they have to be careful. Valkyrie position is given away by the Lion Call. Oh, there's spams coming in. Desmond takes quite a beating on his way out of that fight. And Taha has made his all the way entrance to the CCTV. Zedux gets the kill onto Dark Lord over there. So the Deimos gets his first pick of the game. Will he use his gadget yet again? Puyo's out of the picture, but his gadgets can still be used. Desmond just barely surviving. Desmond should be the next target for Zedux right now. That's the only one else operator that has been scanned. That's the only one that he can trace. Taha's just sitting very comfortably on these stairs as he's walking in. And I'm not sure what they are hoping to achieve over here. And the site is below, right? The first site that WSP go for is a below site. They're just trying to shake Hasib Warriors up, I think so, in case they don't drone to complete efficiency. And we just yet to see who makes the next step here and who gets the next exchange.
Desmond can. Oh, but he gets Zedux. That too with such a low health. That was quite a big one to watch for. I was quite certain that Zedux may get the pick off. At the same point of time, look at Cobra. The angles covered. The Sterling SMG can make a big one. Quite often I feel like, this is not an SMG, but it's kind of like a rifle. Particularly because of the way the weapon performs and the damage that it deals. Any which ways, Vinci on the move and LMG in the hands of Akinator. I'm expecting like another 2k or a 3k from the player. Meanwhile, Naughty made a move and took a little bit of damage, so got cautious. On the other side, Pakinator gets the best as expected, and that was needed as well. Is going for the second. Most likely Taha could be the one, but Fatar takes a lot. And with this, quite close. Oh, that's a big one. And it will follow up.
It is a big one as we move with that big again. He's going to be waiting for any steps moving forward. Now he's actually going for the plant. The reverse side coming in. You can see Frost is walking up. He's trying to pre-fire in this side angle. The defuse has been cancelled. It's a 3 versus 3. Desmond still on the low HP. Monty is just waiting in that corner for any step forward. And now Fatar. Oh, Fatar gets Candy as well as Taha. And no, Fatar, vital mistakes gonna cost his team the round as well. That self-kill is just too harmful for them in that scenario in a 3v3, and Fathar might have got the kill, but also put down his teammate.
Oh, that was troublesome indeed to watch, and in situations like this where players kind of like fall for the heat of the moment, at the same point of time need to be cautious because it's like the high stakes game and these sort of mistakes cannot happen. Aruni with a beautiful skin. I kind of like distracted from skins in the game and lovely ones indeed. Yes, sort of these self-harm or team kills needs to be avoided as much as possible, and I'm sure that the team will get it corrected at the earliest. We are very, very close by to an equalizer scenario, and WSP won't stop picking us, making it happen one step at a time. So I was correct to the read where I said that, right on the beginning when they lost the first 2 rounds that they are reading their opponents and one move after the other. So if that's the case and if they got a very good read over Hasib Warriors, then we can expect quite an interesting matchup, which we already said, and it will be equalizing scenarios one after the other. So will it be 4-4 in round number 8 or what's going to happen? So in the beginning, sort of feel like, Cobra with the position advantage could get a 2k or it can either be Vinci.
It's possible depending on the scenario, but Zedux has brought the Deimos back out. Deimos is a good operator. I think if those the last moments of the round didn't occur the way it did with Fatar getting the kill on his own teammate, with a bit of miscommunication between the Hasib Warrior member, I think that still could have been the round because the Monty was in such a good position against a corner. You can't even kill him. He's just gonna be there giving info constantly, and unless you get annoying, it's gonna be that. Unless you make a vital error, like the side of Hasib Warriors did. And now they're giving WSP their first round in the defensive heaven. Now WSP have taken us all the way back up to 2F because they had started their half on the bottom side, and now the Mira comes in. That's why the Mira wasn't there in the first round, and that's what I was a bit confused. So it's just because they were just choosing a completely different side than anticipated. And he gets the first kill onto Z-Dux, and the Z-Dux has had an okay series, but Andy's been answering back. It's him on the Legion now against what Z-Dux was playing the Legion when he was in the defensive part, and Vinci goes down to the hands of Baz. So the Ash is also coming up alive. The Monty's already entered, and so will Baz. Baz following suit behind the Monty. Amici plus an Ash behind you. That's going to be a very good combo for yourself. They come to the Mira. He's just going to bash the Mira, and while the Mira was bashed, Mira was trying to maybe get the kill onto the Monty, but still had to be cautious about surrounding players.
Has to be cautious, has to be taken care of. A minute 20 seconds, the 90 seconds mark is on. 4v4 situation, Desmond with the DMR, that's going to be a lot of damage to be taken care of. Naughty on the other front as well, prepared, 3 moving and right behind the shield. The problem is that those two can fall down. The initial explosions did not heal anything, and no one. Oh no, Cobra and Desmond took a bit of damage over there. So the 4v4 situation down to 4v3. Would Desmond be picked up? That's the question. No, says Taha. Did not allow. Cobra could fall immediately, but Buccaneer had an answer and immediately been countered. Big numbers going on. Fatah, the next one could fall down. Dark Cloud and big time trouble as well. Cobra moving in for the rescue. But the problem over here is that Taha can make another thing happen. Dark Cloud on the move, and Cobra with the 5 can be a big number over here. 4-4 could be a troublesome matter, and most likely looking as if it will be a 5-4. And meanwhile, these two turn things around. 4-4 it is, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's Andy and Darktor doing work at the end part. Monty's just trying to make a last ditch, any kind of thing he can do in that scenario. But yeah, like Sanda said, it is 4-4 now on the scoreboard. And now WSP will actually have to go to their offside. And this is where Z Warriors can maybe try to neutralize the numbers. This is the problem with Border, right? It's such a defender-sided match. You rarely see attackers winning out depending on the comp they're running. And Z-Tex yet again will be going for the demos. Hasn't played out the way he is hoping. He's not going underneath with the floorboards and trying to get the picks through the walls with the demos gadget instead. And even on the ground for right now, we're bringing in a Mira for Desmond. And he's going to be sticking to that Legion, which he got a triple kill with last time. And it's not that looking good for C Warriors. They're losing slightly in terms of momentum. And this is a very important round for them to regain their confidence.
Yes, and it can be done quite beautifully, just waiting for the players to execute the same and to take it further from there. Now, how exactly it would be answer will be in the round and the way they are approaching it. So 4-4 equalizer. Can we also see 5-5, please? And why not? The first map of the best of 5 series in the grand finals. So I'll expect a lot out of the players. At the same point of time, lovely numbers, man. Lovely numbers from both ends. I like it when Desmond and Cobra has been taking it further. And on the other side, Fatah and Taha are the ones who rise up to the situation, and why not? Now, I'm waiting for those crazy moves that Z-Dex does, right? So, looking forward for more.
You'll always look forward for it, but he's playing the demos, and this is not the way I would like a demos being played by Z-Dux right now, because he's not going for the infiltration by himself and trying to get some gaps, create some, question marks for WSP about where the space has been taken, where it's not been taken. They're just going to be defending nice. You can see there's only one person on side. Everybody else is roaming for WSP. That's what you want to be doing with those 1F sites. You want to get the 2F control for yourself. And I was talking about you walking in naughty with the Blackbeard this time. He gets put down by Buckinator. So unfortunately, the first sprints of Blackbeard has not been successful in map number 1 of this grand finals. But more damage coming in. Desmond's been chunked very low. And Desmond has been the top fragger alongside ND with the side of WSP. And Dark Lord and Buckinator are catching up along with Vinci. They had a slow start, but are now slowly getting heated up as the game continues and the sequence continues. But as it stands, it's still a 5v4 in favor of WSP.
Yes, 5v4 situation, and Naughty falling down right in the beginning can be a little bit of disadvantage for the team. Now, got to see if that is the case or not. Immediately running it down to 5v3, and now Taha and to Z-Dex have to make a mark. And there we go. Zedix begins in on style with the AK variant. That too, or a big one, but immediately gets countered. Now it's a 3v2. Taha in troublesome matter, but he gets the best out of it, and that's Bucking at a big number. Baz is the last one standing. 1v2, is it possible or not? And Dark Lord, with that shoddy play, that's a lovely, but meanwhile, Baz is a different story altogether. So it is Baz versus Cobra. Who gets the best out of who? Both holding a cheeky angle. Oh no, Baz is on the move. I thought that, he held the turn around the corner, but seems as if the position is slightly revealed on the other front as well. Cobra is known to cover these. Meanwhile, the diffusal going to go in. A little bit of time to work with. Yes, that's last 40 seconds, and Baz getting the best out of it. Cobra did try his best of the best while the diffusal was going in. He wanted to get the kill at that point, wherein timing was of essence and beautifully executed.
And Baz, with that 1v2, finally propels Hasib Warriors to the number 5 round in their tally mark. And it took quite a bit of effort. A nice 1v2. He drops down, gets the kill, and a good pre-fire on the angle. He knew that Cobra would be holding over there. So he gets the pick onto him, secures the round for himself. And that's exactly what he wanted. As Ash is usually not the person you expect as the last alive operator from the daggers. But if it is, it can be so good with a 3 speed for yourself. You have good movement speed. You have good times when you're swinging. And if you pre-fire like that with the R4C, ACOG, and you have that good recoil control, you're always going to be getting a kill like that. And now as we move on for this, we're still going back to the 1F. So WSP's primary side is going to be that 1F bathroom tellers, from what I see, opposed to the 2F side for them. And they have brought in with this bathroom tellers now another Mira as well. So the Mira is just making appearances left, right, etc. now that it has not been banned. And as we head into this, Monty Valkyrie are going to hit the deck. They're no longer allowed in this matchup. But the Azami, the Mira, the Koyo, the Capcan, and Buckinator this time, because he's not going to be allowed to play the Valkyrie. He's switched over to the Legion. Xerax looks to be sticking to the Demo. Still not quite sure what to pick. I would like maybe something else. Maybe even a Jackal at this point. It would be better for him to just go for his tracking. And we might see some last-minute substitutions. The Blitz. Oh, I would have liked to see a Blitz. We haven't got to see a Blitz, honestly, throughout most of this competition of this Community Cup Season 4. Would have been a nice change of pace, but no, Taha's going to choose to bring in the Sledge. Instead, Baz is going for the Buck, and Naughty's going to still stay on the Hibana. They have two hard breaches in the Thermite and the Hibana.
Two hard breaches that can make a big time difference, and at the same time I see two Vector in the play. So Desmond and Cobra probably can get some very good numbers on this round. As of now at 8 and 7 respectively, that can turn to the double digits even. So if both take it a notch further. I got to see what Dark Lord and Vinci has in store for us. Meanwhile, the 4-5 situation, will we see that equalizer 5-5 as we spoken about in round number 10? Because in round number 10, a lot of things can turn around. Now, minded that if it goes into the favor of Hasib Warriors, they are going to take it a notch up and would probably take it towards the game as well. All that can happen on the round. Last 2 minutes, Cobra has a very good position advantage, and there we go. Desmond is the one to get the first frag. I was under the impression Cobra could get it. I didn't expect Naughty to fall.
Naughty does fall, and Zedux gets a kill, this time with the Demo's gadget as well, on to Desmond. So Desmond gets answered back, makes it a 4 versus 3 in favor of Hasib Warriors. As now, first time on the attack, they have the man advantage. And now Capcan's getting hunted by Demos. Where is he going to show up? Vinci versus Zedux. Vinci just going to on hard tiles where he can't be pinged from, and he can't be spammed through the floor. But this is a smart move by him. Dark Lord also hiding around this corner. Baz gets the pick onto Vinci instead, with the info given out by the Demos. They get the kill onto the Capcan, who couldn't hide for much longer, just giving away Demos' gadget. It's a Zami Goyo versus the world. If they can come on top, this could be huge. ND starts that off nicely with the kill onto Zedux, but almost instantly gets traded by Taha. In a 3v1 is where Dark Lord finds himself, and Dark Lord cannot cope up with the pressure. That will pick up another kill, now putting Hasib Warriors on a very good standing of that match point. And the Hasib Warriors, who started off their attack very slowly, are now definitely picking up the pace and looking to take us to map 2 with them in the lead in the series.
While in most of the cases, what I see is like as soon as the 6th is in, either in the case of Hasib Warriors or in the case of Won't Stop Peaking, they never back off. They take it a notch up and they make it sure that the victory is happening in their favor. Now, there has been a turn of events in the past couple of moments, and what I see is that from here as well, it could be like an equalizer situation. Now, Won't Stop Peaking will definitely make sure that they are giving their best of the best. You can see a lot of aggression in this round, forgetting the fact that the defense isn't. I mean, they are the defenders because we have seen them doing some amazing stuff. Being defenders, we feel like they are the attackers. So is the case with our Sea Warriors as well. That's the reason why I said that this is a match to look forward for, and I have been looking forward for since the
10
first
seconds
day.
left.
Now, would Won't Stop Peaking take it to the fifth or not would be witnessed on this particular round. And I'm kind of like still expecting that heavy play that I've just spoken about from Desmond, from Buckinator. Vinci and Dark Lord definitely going on the support move, I feel so, because of the way the numbers are looking and the way they have been taking it further.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see Sense for the first time throughout this competition, because I have not cast a game where Sense was being played. Only the Maestro can be locked in for Zdax. That's his only opportunity. That's the only operator that has been scanned by WSP for right now. The mirror setup comes in. Let's see how well they can hold it off. A mirror is very strong on this map, depending on how you use it, and helps you keep control of that office area. The CCTV window gets bursted open, but no entries. Ooh, the gaps are in the walls. Not expected by Zdax. He was trying to walk into it. Instead, walks into a bullet, takes a slight bit of damage as he's walking up. Other than that, we're slowing it down significantly compared to the other two rounds. The Azami's also been located, so that's a new target that Zdax can go for. But he has to be cautious because of these holes, these rotations. This makes it a hard side to attack if you don't have your drones, you don't have the intel about where people are standing and where the appropriate rotations are.
Problematic indeed it will be if the intel is not. Meanwhile, Bas gets Desmond. That was not supposed to happen. I was kind of like counting on Desmond for the play. Meanwhile, it's a turning up and Won't Stop Peaking with 4 players in. They are about to get Bas. Looks as if he's almost down. Oh, that's a big one happening on the other front. Dark Lord has to move in a pancake in position. That's a denial. And another kill about to happen. And a big one. That's lovely takedown from Cobra over Taha. Next one could be Naughty, I feel so. But Zdax has a different thing altogether. If he walks in, gets the rescue, and that's going to get 2 kills onto the Mo. Here comes the first from Naughty. And that's Vinci for the down. I expected it would be Dark Lord. Naughty on the move. Zdax on the other side. Very well prepared. It's a 4v3. And if I count Bars off, that's kind of like 3v3. Whereas we have seen several times players doing some amazing stuff, though they are low on health. And Bars does it as I'm speaking on the same. Cobra, extremely low. Now I'm not going to speak about health anymore on the game.
Yeah, and Cobra's location known because Zdax just hunted him down. Oh, but Zdax on his way back to side gets caught by Dark Lord. Dark Lord does go for, the exchange over there, but unfortunate for him, they fall down. It's going to be Hasib Warriors taking map 1 in the best of 5 grand finals here against Team Won't Stop Peaking.
Right in the beginning, getting around the map onto their name, that's a big opening for the team. Kudos to Hasib Warriors for the amazing play done. A lovely execution from each and every player. I'm slightly surprised to the fact that Won't Stop Peaking, while they made it happen as much as possible, a lot of equalizing scenarios have happened. I expected a little more. I mean, why not? Because I know the team, I know the players, and they have done time and again. So I'll give the benefit of doubt because it's the first map itself, so no judgment over here and no calls. So I'll wait. I'll wait for the second map to talk about the same. And why not? It's Hasib Warriors that they are playing against. So both the teams are quite formidable opponents.
Yeah, both teams are formidable opponents, and Hasib Warriors gonna put an early domination kind of mark into it. It was looking rough for WSP earlier on in this round.
Yep.
You can see WSP had to try to get as many rounds, but even Hasib Warriors attack was looking very shaky early for them. So I like the changes coming. I think the Mira not getting banned out also hurt them quite a bit, and you're not answering the firepower with firepower. Essentially, the I think it's Hasib Warriors just being a bit more aggressive than WSP can actually deal with over here. Like Buckinator had a very slow start to the game, was 0-4, I think so, at one point, and they got a triple kill back to back to back. So I think that's where he started picking it up. Fatar did an excellent job, I would say, on this Valkyrie early parts. He gets his cams and he's going for good roams as well, and Zedux was helping him out as much as he could. So Fatar and Taha honestly were my star players for Hasib Warriors throughout most of this map one.
Agreed with you on that point, and execution it was from time and again, and proper execution, I would say, when it was exactly needed. Players have risen up to the situation and made it happen for the respective teams. Even from Won't Stop Peaking, a lot of lovely plays from time and again. If you look at this, Vinci almost had the angle, and Zedex, so my goodness, the way he has been moving further and got a lot of plays. I was so sure he'll get the pick right at the juncture. At the same point of time, it's a 1v2, and with a low health, it was not that easy, and Vinci got the best out of the situation. Still, Zedex with low on health make sure that one was down. From here onwards, I was quite confident it's an equalizer, and it happened as well. But after that, it was a turn of events, and from there, Hasib Warriors took a notch up. They raised the heat, and it went into their name entirely.
Yeah, and I think Hasib Warriors, this is kind of performance I'm expecting from what I've seen them play, right? Even WSP
Mhm.
was slightly not up to standard yesterday because they did give up a
Oh.
map. They were looking like Blitzkrieg could have actually ended up winning the series also as well. So it was a bit of a like sword on the knife's edge basically of how that situation
Hmm.
could. But Hasib Warriors in their match were just completely dominating, right? In their semifinals, they won a game where it was 4v5. That just shows you how well this team can adjust to any situation. That shows you the
True.
adaptability, honestly, of a team in
Yes.
situation. I think the one experiment that Hasib Warriors did this game that did not work out was bringing the Blackbeard or Naughty, where Naughty could not do much in that point for himself. But taking a look at the summary of this match, the people in this three will double digits for kills for the side of the Warriors. Baz, Fatar, and Taha. Taha and Fatar, I think honestly put it in a really, really good performance. And look at the first kills, right? They're mostly all on the side of Z Warriors. So they like to get that operative frag, like to get that man advantage before they start winning down the rest of the opponent team.
Yes, I have to agree on to that point. 7 to 9, 12 to 5, 12 to 6, 13 to 7. Numbers it is on the other side, 9 to 10, 9, 11. And then we see the 7, 4, and 5. So that needs to be covered. Pretty good cost maintained by Taha overall, 87%, and he's the only player as of now at the 80 mark. So this is covered for now. 7 to 4 right on the first map. Big numbers, and it will continue. Look forward for more. We have just witnessed map number 1, and here are the numbers. So, followed up on this would be even bigger, better. Now, talking about the first skills, a lot has been done. Zedix, Baz, Fatar, Taha. Lovely executions. And on the other side, while they attempted, Buckinator did get good, whereas on the comparison, it's slightly lower. So those are the things that needs to be covered, and I'm sure that it will be done. We have just witnessed only map number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So map 2, again, if we say that map number 1 is kind of like a warm-up match amongst the players, and map 2 would be the one where we will see a lot of change and a lot of playstyles. So we're looking forward for more
Obviously.
and more.
Yeah, and this is like just like you say, map one. We have a lot coming in. Not, I don't remember whose map pick this was, but if this was WSP's map pick, that puts them as a slight disadvantage. Not even all be
WSP
that
pick.
much for. It was a WSP pick. Thank you for that, Santa. But yeah, that is if WSP fall down their map pick, it slightly hinders them, but it's not that big in the scenario of the things because you have another map pick coming up. You have the deciders as well, depending on how it goes for you. And I think WSP have to slightly adjust their game plan going in. The same game plan that worked
Oh, yeah.
against Blitzkrieg is not going to work against a team as aggressive as Hasib Warriors. Because Blitzkrieg was definitely way more passive than Hasib Warriors is. And so I think as an attacker, you take a slightly
Mhm.
bit more time. You let those roamers come to you, you take those pickoffs, and then you head into sites. And that's where I think WSP can get a bit of advantage given the playstyle of Hasib Warriors.
A lot of things to be looked forward for, and even I'm expecting a lot more. I mean, don't mind. I always look forward for more, man, because no matter how much performance the players give, and I did get feedback from the players saying that Santa, you always say that give me more. How much more do you expect out of us? But when the going gets tougher, the tougher gets going is what I believe a lot. And in Seas X, why not? You have some amazing maps, you have those angles to cover, you have those weapons, those deadly operators, and an operator in an operator's hand, if you get my drift, you know what I'm speaking about, and it's going to go quite explosive. So look forward for more. Me and Madness will definitely be the storytellers for the same. And looking at the way Map 1 went Madness, I can safely say Map 2 is going to be, be prepared.
Yeah, map 2, that also is going to be Cafe, right? So a Cafe is a map that
Oh,
is very
yes.
close to my heart in the way you play it out, right? That 2F site is where I see primarily most of the action taking place, because 3F and 1F are pretty standard on how you want to defend it. 3F, you just pretty much run over there, you defend your staircases, you have one roamer when it's basement, or no, 1F, you have maybe two sides, three roamers, but the 2F is where it makes it interesting, because you can have vertical and above play. If you bring out a pulse for, the 1F when it's a 2F side that you're defending, that could cause a lot of hindrance. I've not seen that much pulse, honestly, getting played by our players. I've seen maybe once or twice in like a couple of rounds, but other than that, we're denying a lot. And even last game, we saw Sense for the first time, and Sense did a very good with this guy trying to get into sight, and that caused a distraction as well. So you have these agents. There's a variety there's in Siege, but we're mostly tending to see most of the similar types that is going on here. And I'm expecting this time at least Mira is going to be completely banned throughout Cafe.
Mira completely banned throughout the cafe. Okay, so that needs to be. We'll see if that is the same or not. Okay, now talking about the map picks. Border was picked by Won't Stop Peking, and Hasib Warriors got the best out of it. Now, Cafe is picked by Hasib Warriors. So, is it so that, if it goes the other way, so can we expect Won't Stop Peking to equalize the situation? Now we will talk more on that front. So here comes the map and the thing that we've seen. So the first map being picked and being taken by the opponents. If that's the pattern that's going to happen, so Cafe Dostoevsky, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, Cafe is a map that has been known to bring the unknown into the scenario. There are a lot
Oh
of
yes.
factors in that. There's so many good angles for spawn peeking. There's so many good angles for run outs, especially from the white door near the bottom of white stairs. I just love this map just because it gives us so much creativity on how you want to actually approach it. And then
Yes.
whatever happens, we're still going to be moving on to Chalet. And Chalet is also a map that I think has been tried and tested quite a bit. That's why it's pretty much opposite in terms of creativity compared to Cafe, because you have like maybe the rush or the hole pretty much on your play style going into it. If you go from the library, if you go from this side, it's how you go. But we're going to be jumping in to map number 2 over here between WSP, between Hasib Warriors, and this time if Won't Stop Peeking can start peeking, this might be a different case than map 1.
Very well said. I have to agree on that point. If Won't Stop Peking has to start or stop peaking, and how exactly it's going to take further from there. Gonna look forward for a lot more. Now, once again, talking about the players from Won't Stopping, we have Desmond, Buckinator, Cobra, I Am Noob, and Dark Lord. From Hasib Warriors, we have Zedix, Naughty, Baz, Fatar, and Taha for the play. Here's the operator pick as well as the ban. Azami, the first to be picked. On the other side, we have Brava, Demos along with Grim. Got to see what's the next one. Mira joins the ranks, right, along with Azami and the legend Goyo. Oh, Wamai for the play. That will be interesting. And on the other side, I see Havana and Ying together. So, quite a bit of picks. So, that gives a bit of indication.
Indication indeed as we head into this. The Mira I thought would get banned out, did not get through, and this time definitely going to be picked up by WSP. So Hasib Warriors don't seem to be feeling the Mira pick that much because they left it open even in the previous map as well. They were going. But talking about bans, the Ace Monty ban makes sense. The Monty is very good for those 1F pushes, and that's what Hasib Warriors did when they were in a 4v5 exactly on this map. So I think that's a good replay that WSP definitely had their eyes on going into this competition after they saw that Hasib Warriors has selected it for themselves. And I'm not expecting Xerax to go for the Daemons from 3F because it's harder to be roaming 2F wise because you can get caught out. Instead, he's going to be going to the Ash Bus, going for this hacking coming in over there. So I think that's going to be good for him in terms of authorization. And you have the Hibana to open up some more avenues, as well as Fatar with the Grim and a Striker from Naughty. So Naughty has brought the EMP plus the grenade, and they're pretty much using the Striker to get those double secondary gadgets for yourself. Talking about defense wise, Wamai, a Goyo, Azami, and a Legion in Buccaneer. Let's see how comfortable the Legion is going to be. I would have maybe preferred even a Valkyrie over here, because this is like one of the best maps for getting that below ground C4 for yourselves.
Yes, that's to be looked forward for. 2 minutes 16 seconds on the clock. Reinforcements in position, and a lot of areas to cover for verticality and name. Oh, lovely placement of the Claymore. So whether they would fall for the same or not has to see. Meanwhile, Zedex took a little bit of chunk of health, and Desmond fall. Naughty being naughty right in the beginning, and that's a big one to be taken out. Would Cobra be the next to fall for Vector in his hand? Deadly weapon. Pata making the way in, and look at the way Vinci has positioned himself, knows for sure that angle to be covered, and a big one to go down on the line. Maybe Baz is the one to go on that move. Oh no, he's on the other front. So Fatah making the way through. Have to see who is going to get. Vinci very well prepared. Quick 2 kills to be expected out of it. Dark Lord slightly getting into a troublesome matter, whereas he is prepared for the same, I believe so. A quick pancake for the defense, but this is where he has fallen short a lot of times. Vinci on the other front going for the defense, but the 5v4 situation definitely under the control of Hasib Warriors, and they will take a notch up.
They are going to be taking the man advantage, and Hasib Warriors starting off strong in map number 2 for themselves, creating openings. You can see Naughty's just rappelling there near piano, trying to get a pick maybe for himself. And Ash and Tahoe have entered the building, so is Naughty. But as soon as Naughty enters, Darkrock gets the pick from this Mira investment. That's why Mira is such a good pick in this map. It's hard to enter piano. You're going to get spammed a lot. Zerex has a kill on Darkrock instead, though. On the other side, it's a 4v3 in favor of Hasib Warriors. The Ash Shard goes out for himself, creates damage, actually stops the Mira over here. That's where it comes in, and maybe that's why you need the Womai to place it, so you prevent the Ash Shard from honestly going there. You can see Ivana opening like a very small gap on that side. The Grim uses his gadget, gets some opening in the hallway. Legion just barely surviving. That's a very interesting angle at Cigar by Baz over here, and I really like that play by the Brava. But he gets ND when ND was trying to swing out. They know where the Legion is, pretty much still tucked in Freezer. Taha is going to get the kick onto Buccaneer, but there's only 8 seconds left on the clock. Does not matter. Fatar gets the last kill on Vinci as he was trying to make his way up from roaming all that time.
Has to, and has it been Hasib Warriors getting the first round? Why did I say the first map? I was in a different thing altogether. Okay, the first round into their name, and quite a bit of opening. Walking in with Striker, Grim, Brava, Ash. Beautiful skin on Ash right now. On the other side, oh, Rara. Okay, so Valkyrie, Legion, Azami, Mira, and Doc to play. So got to see how it's going to happen. And on Cafe Dostoevsky right in the beginning, getting an explosive one, making a mark over Won't Stop Picking. So I have to see if it will work or not. And that's a beautiful camp placement behind the tree. I don't think it would be expected out of. At the same point of time, we are talking about Hasib Warriors. So they know the angles, they know the map.
They know the angles, they know the map, but let's see how well they can use it for themselves. I'm not seeing those kind of spawn picks I was kind of expecting from WSP. Maybe they could make a mark, especially that ND's brought in the dock. I was expecting maybe go for more. But if you fail to defend 3F, this does not spell good results in the future for the side of WSP. Their first defense on the strongest side not going their favor. Now Taha and Zedex has brought the line. They're going for more of a rush comp this time, and Baz has switched himself over to the Capital. But with Cobra, with the ACOG on that MP5, I'm expecting him to go for these long range fights from the Mira angles as well. He's got himself securely fastened in Cocktail right now, so in case he wants to go for peaks from that side. But from a Sea Warriors, they're taking slowly, they're taking it cautiously as they make their way over. They're checking for this runout because this is one of the most important runouts in the game. When you're hanging from this side, you have to have either a drone or a claim or watching that runout from the side of Hasib Warriors. Instead, they're just gonna have a man watching it completely. They're gonna clear the glass from the skylight, and now breaching charge placed on the window. Not quite sure about why that breaching charge was placed. Maybe just to get a grass some straws, maybe bait some plays out from the side of WSP.
Can be a bait, can be an attempt to flush them off. Have to just see. So two over the angle, one from the top, and the other two making a big move. Now, right around the bend, I'll see 2 kills in the beginning. That's what I'm expecting. Probably one would be a safe bet. And Bucky. Oh no, Buckinator has a very good angle. Is prepared for the same and the move happening. And on the other front, Desmond can get a big kill. Baz attempting so. Seems as if the position advantage is not gonna work at the favor at this juncture. Hasib Warriors slowly making it further. The 90-second mark is here and it's going to make a big one. Sorry, that's 80 seconds and the big one happening. Buckinator gets the best. Immediately counted. This is what I like about Wont Stop Peaking going against Hasib Warriors or the other way around. Both the teams very well prepared. Answer for the answer. Cobra took a lot of damage along with Dark Lord and Desmond Falls. That was not supposed to happen. Vinci has to make a mark and immediate count is happening. It's a 3v2 situation.
Oh, but Andy was not aware the Fatar is so close by. Vinci gets the kill onto Fatar. Instead, Baz against Vinci and Dark Lord. Can he make it 2 rounds in a row for Hasib Warriors? Not sure that Legion is in the left or the right. He's holding the left angle more specifically over this side. He thought the Legion mine was bounced off the railing and Legion goes to smoke peak. Spots out Baz, takes him down, makes the score line a 1 versus 1. He takes his timing over here, gets the kill onto Baz. He's happy about how that played out for him. So 1-1 is the score line currently between both these teams. And finally, at least the 3F has been defended as we head ourselves down to 1F side. Without the Monty, without certain picks, how will they be choosing to defend this? Will they be building an electric? And is Hasib Warriors game plan going in for the backside or going in for the front? They don't have any breach currently. They're just maybe bringing secondary breaching charge, and I did see a Blackbeard before we went away as well as a Blitz. So that could be an interesting thing to watch out for.
Yes, an interesting thing to watch out for sure, and we'd take it further. Talking about the same, round number 3, 1-1 already on the board. So would the equalizer and turn of events take it into the favor of Won't Stop Peaking to bag a bit of advantage, because they're very well
Laying out the welcome
they have been attempting right from map number 1 to go for the lead sort of situation. But on the other side, Hasib Warriors are the one on the dominating end. While talking about the reinforcements, yes, of course, Won't Stop Peaking has covered the angles that's needed, and currently the first floor is a region to go for. But time and again, we have seen the breaches from the third, and most of the times we have seen the third floor being covered in a very good fashion. So here comes the beginning. Now got to see who are the first kills that's going to happen, who gets the best out of whom. Desmond with the Vector, probably expecting like a 3k out of him. And I'm counting on Desmond a lot of times.
You have to count on him. Buckinator took some time to actually set up his maestros. Not sure about the angle he wants to go for. But Taha gets the kill onto Dark Lord almost instantly as the round has begun. That's a dog evaporated just seconds into this attack round starting for them. And there's Dark Lord no longer with us. Azami might be getting placed over there, but no, not sure about how we want to go. In upside down repel. This is what I expect from the bakery entrance. They're going to be breaking the doors open. Can you see this? See the Maestro Cam? The Maestro Cam will be spotting it out for them. On this side, you jump into a frost trap, you're gonna have to get out, and that's exactly what our man Taha has done. And Xerox with the cover fire honestly prevents Taha from going down in that tricky situation. And another goo mine is what Taha has walked into. Actually, no, it's the frost bleeding. That's what's being indicated by the UI over there. It's a 5 versus 3 for Hasib Warriors. They're making some more entrance into Bakery, further have entered Small Bakery and making more holes into sides with the Hibana, with the rest of the Hibana charges. Fight from outside Bakery door into deep near Freezer. Vinci takes some damage, so does Buccaneer, but Buccaneer answers back, gets the kill onto Fatar, makes it a 3 versus 4 for WSP. Won't stop peeking, still continues peeking. Let's see if they can get more charges, but there is more importantly a blitz that can walk in, and you have to be careful of blitz. Also has to be careful about it. Tozy Wozy has to go for the crouch instead on this entrance, looking to throw out the stun grenade. Now walks in through the hole that was created by the Hibana, walks pretty far, and that's a Legion that was already put down, but has Baz unshields just to get the kill. Instead, Endy picks the kill up onto Baz. Endy's trying to do as much as he can, but he's in a 1 versus 3. Taha is low, Zedux slight reduction in HP, but it's Zedux himself in the cover fire to help the planter, gets the kill onto ND. This was a nice fight towards the end exactly over there.
Execution perfectly done. 1-2 on the board. Hasib Warriors with a 2 lead will take it a notch up from here on. So an equalizer is definitely needed, and Won't Stop Peaking is gearing up for the same. So 2-2 is expected. If Won't Stop Peaking would be able to deliver it or not remains as a question. Now, what I'm wondering is what happened with Vinci and with the numbers, because the way it's being approached from both Vinci as well as Dark Lord, it's not exactly the same set of players that I have seen on the prior plays. Alright, past is past. What happened in the prior rounds happened in those, and any correction needs to be done. Meanwhile, on this round, we have Maestro Legion, Mute Frost, and Azami. And on the other side, we have seen Hibana and the others walking in. So, got to see how this is going to work, what kind of competition they are going to present on the opposition. And talking about the reinforcements and the positions, first floor bar victory are the covered. I'm expecting Won't Stop Peaking to make those moves, which I'm waiting for. 2 each. 2 is the situation I'm asking.
But they have gone back yet again for this basement take for this time, and this time hard breachers will be there for Hasib Warriors. They're going to be bringing the Hibana most likely again. I don't know if they're going Therma, that means they're going Freezer, but if they bring Hibana, that means they're going Bakery. But with the Thermite brought in, it's pretty much indicating a Freezer take coming in for them, that they'll just go from the white chair side, they can just move to the Freezer wall, enter that way. Buccaneer still on the Maestro, Vinci is on the Legion, and he really likes this Azami, keeps it cuck for himself, and Dark Lord has his mute. It depends on how he's going to use the mute jammers and how the shotgun plays. His shotgun is so good close range, but the kitchen angles opens up so much more for you, and because that was reinforced towards those walls, towards the bottom of white stairs, they're going to use one of the thermites to open that one instead, and then maybe go for the freezer wall. That's the kind of take I'm expecting for them. Taha this time is going to be on the Ashen. Is interestingly not gone for the R4C gun, he's gone for the other one, the G360, and Zedux will be on the Deimos instead. So can Zedux's Deimos continue to show a bit more? I was expecting more coming out from Deimos, expecting more pings. Maybe just now helps with his team synergy. With Zedux, talking about this man, takes the head off the shoulders from Desmond instantly at that point. 2 minutes on the clock, a 5v4 in favor of Hasib Warriors.
Big nugget bangers are gonna happen. Baz has a very good angle wherein it's been contested. Wheelie doesn't look like he'll be allowed in, whereas Fatar is making a big move on the other side, and he gets Vinci off the play. Once again, Vinci, what's happening? Alright, Cobra, Dark Lord, and Buccaneer has to make the move, and with the LMG, Buccaneer has a big time chance. Whereas ZDX has a different thing altogether, and Buccaneer gets it. Cobra as well, providing the support. Gets ZDX off the mark. That's big numbers. It's a 3v. Oh, that's a 2. Correction, that's a 2v3. While talking about Cobra can fall down, but the diffuser on the plant. The Dark Lord has to make a big move over here because he's the last one standing right now, and against 3, not gonna happen. Hasib Warriors getting the best out of the situation and making one more domination over the play. Lovely executions time and again, 3-1, and I'll see 4-1 probably happening.
Yeah, and a good triple kill from Fatar to help his team in the round. And that's technically the support player, given that he's playing a Thermite over there. It's technically the support who go in last, but he's still picking up good numbers for himself in the fights later. I'm not so sure that Nook is going to be coming out from Taha. That's going to be spicy if it is. That's not what I was expecting at this level of competition. I'm expecting maybe a change later. No, I think that Nook can still be played, especially if you go from the basement and work yourself up. This is going to be the third time that WSP will be defending this 3F site for themselves. This is going to be hectic to say the least. They've only won one defense and it was here to be exact. They've lost both the times they've done it in the 1F. They've lost it once already 3F side. This is going to be third luck's the charm kind of scenario, and the sense is getting switched out for a striker. The demo's going switched out for the Lion. I think these are the switches up, given that they think now that they've gone 3, they spotted it out. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get to see the Nook that I was hoping for, because the Hibana has been brought in for Taha.
3-1 Hibana in. That's going to make a little more aggressive, I would say, or a little more explosive. I have to see if that's the case or not. Right in the beginning, big moves happening. Zedux quite hungry for the kill. 6 onto his name. So with the 8th and 9th happen on this is to be waited for. Meanwhile, Vinci took a lot of damage. Not looking good for Vinci or for Dark Lord. Got to get those numbers onto the board. Meanwhile, Baz has a different plan altogether. Moving right in, providing the support. Now have to see if that's the case. Pata on the move as well. Vinci slightly onto the defensive end. He has those pancakes to cover, I believe so. And Desmond with the Sterling gonna make a big one.
It is going to be a game big. Vinci's taking quite a few beating, right? He's already at 50% of his HP mark. And they still haven't ended building. They're trying to put down roll. The Grim charge comes in from his ability if he can get anything for themselves. But the Hibana, you can hear getting placed very securely on that side. There is somebody in the corner that is lurking, that's getting spotted out by the Brim sensors. Maybe a pre-fire. And it's a Zami that was getting sense going down. Vinci, who's already low, gets put out of his misery by Zedux, who claims the first kill of this round. Another good opening frag for the side of Hasib. Warriors nades coming in. They're making the people in Bathroom's life a living hell. Zedux going really low. Barely has any HP, and that's not the kind of target you want. But over here, the Blackbeard making his mark enters the bathroom. He's like, oh, who is over here? Let me make myself known. And the Blackbeard is now in Baz's hand. So let's see how well he can go for it. The white window opens up. No, the spray completely wide from Desmond. That's a whiff that is going to haunt him as Fatar picks up the kill onto him. Striker's waiting outside bathroom. He's gonna get the Jaeger spotted out with the help. The Jaeger spotted out. The nade comes in. Zedux picks up the kill. And they're just baiting him to fall into their teammates' hands pretty much from the side of a Sea Warriors. They're just pushing in them into corners that they want to go to. They're dictating how they want the opponent's WSP to move. Naughty gets the kill onto Buckinator. Baz gets the ultimate kill as Sea Warriors lock up yet another round for themselves.
Fantastically done, I'll say. 4-1, and I have expected the 4-1 that's been delivered, right? So, won't stop picking. I'm waiting for the answer. Would you go for the second or the third? Would you like to equalize or not? Is a question that I throw on to you, and you have to answer it from the play. So, talking about the operators, you see Master Kapkan, Smoke, and the others working, and big ones to happen. I'm really surprised by the play of Won't Stop Peaking. Now, map number 1, I said it can be like a trial run. It can be like what to say, warm-up situation probably, and hence I kind of like feel, you know, if the performance was not there, if the numbers were not there, I kind of let it go, but not on map number 2, and that too in Cafe Dostoevsky. Right, so they are the one to pick it. Sorry, that was Hasib who used to pick Cafe Dostoevsky. So where is the aggression that we have seen from Won't Stopping on the prior maps or on the prior tournaments?
I think he's getting answered with just even more aggression in front of Sea Warriors, and I think WSP are Very right, so taking it a bit more cautiously now, and it's not the kind of playstyle that they can work with. I don't like that Buccaneer is pretty much on Maestro every single round. I think we have to let this man roam a bit more, let somebody else jump on the Maestro instead. And this time the Legion's gone over to Desmond, the Valkyrie's gone over to the side of Cobra. This is the last defending round for WSP in normal time. If they can get a pick, it can work out. And they've forsaken the 3F, they've forsaken the 1F, and they've gone directly to 2F. If nothing works, let's just keep on moving forward. That's their motto right now of the way it's playing out. The train room has a good gap open for him. Let's see if we want to pick it out if the Sophia can get anything coming in. Zedux has gone for the ram and Ta has gone for the Nook. I really like this play, but the Nook already gets knocked down. Buckinator gets the kill onto Taha very early into the round, and Buckinator showing up this time. He's just not going to sit into a corner, and Cobra has also been knocked. Oh, how was that not a kill? I'm not sure how Cobra could not get the kill on the man hanging on the window. That seemed like a free kill. Dark is naughty. Naughty gets up. Zedux is even there for the help as well. And it's a 4v4. Make that a 4 versus 3. A 3 versus 3 with Baz getting the trade onto Desmond. And now I think 3F should be in their control. They might be looking to go into side with this Black Bear. I think Black Bear should be worried whatsoever. Just hop on in if you have the drones, clear out the spacing, and then you can maybe just take side for yourself.
A lot to work with. 3v3 situation. Cobra low on health, so it's quite big to ask anything out of Cobra. Whereas we saw things happening even with a low health. Zedix going for the 10th most likely as a position as well as the angle. But from Buckinator, it can be a deadly position, and Buckinator moving slightly to as a position that's been taken care of. He's making his move. I got to say, if who could be the one meanwhile a defensive maneuver and not going to disallow for a lot of time. But at the same point of time, going on the same line can be a troublesome matter. While the shield is on and the cover is there, still it's going to be a big one. Won't stop peeking, gonna get the second likely possibility. But at the same point of time, it's Vinci who has to make some numbers on the board right along with Buckinator. So counting on these things.
Yeah, you can count on it. It's a 3 versus 3, 30 seconds left on the clock. Cobra is trying, Andy is trying to walk his way up. No, that's Naughty at that side. Naughty is actually trying to go for more. He gets the stun on the stairs. Can he actually go for a more aggressive kind of approach? You've already got the stun, but you didn't actually make any more footsteps. It's only 15 seconds left. If you're the attackers, you have to make your move, and it has to be now. They've taken too long. Buccaneer gets a kill, but he gets straight out by Zedux. Zedux gets the diffuser down in the corner. It's a 1 versus 2. The C4 comes in from Cobra Andy, but it doesn't connect. The plant gets down. 44 seconds to defend this or get 2 kills for yourself. That's the way you're going to be looking if you're Zedux. And this is a good approach coming in. Andy, who's the lower of the 2 defenders left, actually gets the swing onto Zedux. Zedux not prepared. He didn't even get a single ounce of damage onto the Valkyrie, and that's going to be a round at least claimed back for WSP here.
Amazingly executed. Let's go. 2-4 is what I asked. 2-4 I received, so I'm happy with that. So won't stopping now with this momentum gain. Has to take it a notch up and then go for the equalizers. And why not? You're in the grand final stage, and this is where you have to make it happen. Whatever is not working then needs to get corrected, and it needs to get corrected immediately ASAP. Mira and Ace banned, so a couple of the players have to work with what they got. On the other side, is it Kaid that's going to be taken out, or is it Blackbeard that's been taken out? Because we have seen Baz doing some crazy amazing stuff with Blackbeard, and it's been so that, you know, knock who it is Baz with Blackbeard. But right now we'll see Azami and Twitch going off. Now moving further, Ash, and on the other side Thunderbird along with Valkyrie. Brava and Ash together make it happen.
Ooh, I like the Fenrir coming with one of the werewolf for himself. Not as can you get to see that much, and we don't get to see that much Fenrir also nowadays, especially after the nerfs they got. But Fenrir is very evident in the South Asian scene from what I can see. I like the Brava being brought in for Buckinator. The Mira ban, WSP is going to respect the Mira. It's going to ban that out from, you know, the side of Hasib Warriors. And so the Hasib Warriors should have done. But Hasib Warriors' game plan did not get altered whatsoever. And very luckily for WSP, they won on basically what could be considered an offside on the 2F side. And if maybe they had taken that approach at the beginning, it could have been different, because that's the closest they've been looking to actually take rounds away from Hasib Warriors. As the second half does begin, we have a Rumi, a Mozzie. So I don't know if Mozzie's catching drones, if you can see it on our UI or not, but that could be a good point. Taha has gone for the Warden. A lot of smokes on the opposing team, so it's going to be hard for him to get any pressure for himself. No smoke actually whatsoever, because the striker has actually brought a flashbang and 2 nades instead to help out his team in the support role as we continue on with this round.
And a lot can happen in this round, particularly with the composition. Desmond already making the way through, and the positions advantage. Dark Lord, who has been quite dormant, has kind of like woken up and immediately getting naughty off the mark. That's what I have been looking forward for. But this needs to continue, and I'm certain that they'll take it a notch higher in order to make things happen, and it needs to be done as early as possible. Now, what would be the answer from Hasib Warriors is through the attack that they would present, and now that on the defensive and corner, to see if that will work in the name or not. The numbers about to happen. Xerox already at 10.
They are trying to enter right now. Naughty's out of the picture. So that's a Mozzie out. He can't even control his drones. If he had stolen any, it's only going to place that. Fatar gets a kill onto Vinci off screen over there. So that he's equalized numbers at least. And that's a hard breacher actually out of the way. That's going to be a very important factor. But the hard breacher's job was already done. He's already made the rotation, I think. So that's all you need the Ibana to honestly do over here. Stuns coming in. Xerox gets a kill onto Desmond with the Fenrir onto the Ash. The Ash was trying to look a bit cheeky. Xerox gets the kill, is going to back away from position, going to rotate, make some fresh rotates for himself, and just try and be a more of a nuisance. The Fenrir is not getting spotted out by Dark Lord, and finally he will spot it, get it out of the... Look at this angle. This is so deep into Cocktail over there. I love this cheeky angle getting played over this side. I think that can be proved detrimental to the side of WSP. They're barely in the building. Finally looks like they're coming into Piano. He's still rappelling outside the building, not by the entrance. Only 57 seconds left on the clock. They had to start making the move with their WSP. They've just been holed up all the way in Cigar, and NT is still on the rappel outside. Baz actually gets the C4 kill from below, and this is a very tough fight from Baz. Baz is trying to fight as much as he can with the C4. He's just using the deployable seal as much as he can be, because he's very low HP behind it. Fenrirs are activated, because if they're walking, they're just going to get Fenrir off the position. They can't do much. Baz is going to retreat as well, enters the bathroom, and in Freezer, who's waiting? It is Fatah. The roomies are also in place that can actually give you the healings that you do need, and the Thunderbird is exactly what you want for that healing factor. And Clover Shield as well. Taha gets another pick. Taha gets the second as well, as the round has been closed out, and that is not the kind of round you were expecting if you're a WSP.
Oh, the turn of events, and it has turned a lot further than what's been expected out of 2-5. So this was supposed to be Won't Stop Peaking's Won't Stop Peaking to take it further and to get the third, whereas the turn of events are kind of not working in their favor, or maybe into the name. So if this is the case, and this is how it's going to happen, so needless to say that Hasib Warriors will take away map number 2. So high time that Won't Stop Peaking has to buckle up, has to rise to the location and get the number on the board. Otherwise, what's going to happen. And couple of the players, I'm not certain why exactly what happened, whether it's not their day, whatever, nada. Be it the case, Vinci and Dark Lord, this is the mark. And Desmond, come on, get those numbers.
Yeah, he really needs to start doing some more for his team over there. Fortunately for him, it's 2-7, like Dark Lord, like Vinci, and only Buckinator and NT are stepping up in certain situations. But they are one round away from making Hasib Warriors on map point for themselves. And it seems like the same comp is being run from Hasib Warriors no matter which floor they're playing. Because now I see a Doc alongside the Thunderbird. So that's double healing. for the side of Hasib Warriors, not quite sure if that's the kind of plan. They don't have any electric, mind you. So this freezer should be open for the taking that you brought in the thermite. They should just open up the walls, going for the tick, have a drone on white stairs, have a drone near close to the Christmas tree, and just take as much space as you need.
Take the space, take the moment, and from there get the kills. That's where things can happen. And make it happen as fast as it has to be, because time is of essence and it is taking away. And talking about the position advantage, Cobra has a definite good angle and moving towards the washrooms, and seems as if it's going to make a big one. Got to see who's going to fall. If Fatah is the one to walk through over there, no, that's the kitchen, the position, that's the floor different. I kind of like misread the position, and a big one about to happen. Dark Lord making it happen. Let's go. This is what I've been asking for. And with ZX off, how exactly Hasib Warriors is going to answer for the same? Because the top frogger is not there. At the same point of time, you got Baz and Fatah to work it with. Not even the Sterling SMG can make a big one to happen.
Oh, and Dark Lord catches a naughty on the way back. Dark Lord with the double kill already in, doubling his kills with the entire map pretty much at this point, and Dark Lord is not stopping there. For another, but it's Desmond, in fact, who gets the kill on Farthar. Farthar peaked for just like a millisecond and got his head taken off. So unlucky for him, Desmond has looking to be on fire. The people who were criticizing are now stepping up. That's Desmond on a double kill as well as Dark Lord. But Baz gets out Dark Lord, and Dark Lord gets taken out, but Vinci gets the trade onto Baz. So let's equalize numbers. And finally, WSP is starting to get some more rounds for themselves. That's going to be important if they want to make a headway into this competition.
I'm satisfied. I'm happy. Because this is a team I knew. This is the Won't Stop Picking I knew. And I have been waiting for this from the beginning. Thanks for the answer. Because for a moment I felt as if, is it really Won't Stop Picking that's playing, or maybe is it someone else on the names that is on the disc, and they are the ones to play on the play. But I got the answer. I'm happy with it. I won't ask anything further, but I know for sure that the fourth is about to happen. So Capcan, Thunderbird, Doc, Valkyrie, Fender on the play, Thermite, Capito on the others. So let's go for the fourth. Won't Stop Picking, ready for the same. 1 C4 on the opposition in the hands of ZX. Now, since ZX fell, if that's the reason why round number 8 was lost, I don't think so. At the same point of time, without the top fragger, it's always difficult for a couple of teams to handle the situation. But we are talking about Hasib Warriors, right? So even if one of the players is not there, we have seen the others contributing heavily, and they got a lot of rounds for their respective teams. Talking on the other side, seems as if Madness Dark Lord kind of like heard what I said, and he gave the answer with his weapon. So it's like, Santa shut up. 4 more about to happen on this round.
Yeah, and Desmond also stepped up pretty huge over there. They are looking to go train room at this point. So train room coming in, they've forsaken 1F for Hasib Warriors as they continue on with the map. And Vinci's bringing out Flores. This is the first time I'm seeing Flores in Cafe in this series, and it's interesting to see. Cobra Andy has gone for the Nomad, so he's going to watch the backside. Buccaneer is going to on one of what it seems to be his signature. This is 0. He likes to get the cam, and I think he likes the MP7 with the ACOG. Preferred for him. Now Dark Lord, if he can go for an entry like he did last time, this could cause all sorts of havoc. But no, it's going to be Naughty that gets the first kill. It's going to be on to Desmond on the Capital, who's on the window. Oh, Naughty can look for another, and no, it's Fatar instead who gets the kill onto Vinci. So already very quickly into the round, Hasib Warriors are in the commanding man lead.
Yes, and a dominant one as well. Round number 9, a big one. Oh no, ZX. Lovely play. Buccaneer almost had it, but it was all about the angle as well as the precision with the aim that's been presented. Now Dark Lord and ND on the play. Have to see if ND can get the best out of the situation or not. Dark Lord in slightly in a troublesome matter. Took a lot. And ND moving in. Cobra for the play. Dark Lord getting ZX one more time. Mind that's the second on a row. Round number 8 and 9 as well. So both in position, but it is 4 to work with. Not gonna be easy for sure. has to be a coordinated attack, and they have the utilities to work with. 3 in the hands of Andy Cobra. Now got to see if they can be presented or not. Naughty took a Lil, where is very well prepared on the move. Taha as well, moving into the line. Meanwhile, the defusal and time is of essence. Fatar moves in, gets a big one.
They're trying to go for a Dark Lord. Just nothing left for him to actually do over here except pretty much die. Oh, we just fell through the hatch over there. Nobody saw nothing. You get the kill, but okay, that's fine. The diffuser is going to go down. It's going to be Hasib Warriors getting their 6th round, and a change from 1F to the 2F side seems to work out for them like it did for WSP. What's up picking on the defensive half. So adaptations being made, and if you can't tell, we are in map 2 of the grand finals. It is Hasib Warriors with 1-0 in this series, in this best of 5 against WSP. Last map was Border, which was the pick of WSP, where unfortunately they could not become out victorious. And this pick, which is for Hasib Warriors, it looks like they're pretty comfortable on it, just given the plays they're going. We saw a bit of life from WSP in the previous round just before this one ended, and I thought we were going to see more of that. But now the Valkyrie gets banned as well as the Nomad. So I expect WSP to just bring in the Gridlock instead.
Hasib Warriors are very strong in Cafe. They know the map. I mean, so is the case with Won't Stop Peeking as well. Both know the map pretty well, and both are quite dominant. Now, the just thing is that, Hasib Warriors are the dominant ones compared to Won't Stop Peeking, and they're getting the best out of the situation time and again. I'm still waiting for that one more victory now, so that, the equalizer can happen. And I'm waiting for the same as well. Meanwhile, time is of essence, and seems as if Won't Stop Peeking has a different plan altogether. Whatever it be, or whatever the issue that is happening, that needs to be taken care of, and the re-strategy is to be done immediately.
And I like the switch up from Hasib Warriors. They're making Baz bring out the grid, bringing the Clash instead, and that's going to be used as a deployable shield. She's put a shield down where exactly you expect a Frost or someone to put it down in that corner over there near the hallway, and that's going to be something that I like as an improvisation. And almost instantly, Zedux with the Goyo takes down Desmond, the spawn peak coming into fruition, and that is the aggression Hasib Warriors lack, and that's the aggression that WSP just can't seem to be matching out over here. They're trying to fight it out as much as they can, but onto the roof goes Vinci. He's going to be looking to open up the hatches. It's a 3F site, mind you, and this is where Hasib Warriors did end up winning up. So if history repeats, this might just be Hasib Warriors running away with the map. A nice zero cam placed there just to see for runouts on the later part of the stage. A C4 was deployed, but Taha instead with his gun will be getting the kill on to Dark Lord. So Striker has been eliminated, and it's not looking good for WSP. On their ultimate round, Hasib Warriors are in a 5v3 man advantage, and you might get chunk damage, you might get some good trades, but if Fatar with the Thunderbird heals up, Zedux gets another onto Buckinator. All remains is ND and Vinci for WSP to try and hold on for hopes in map number 2.
Yes, and a big one, a lot of that's definitely on the plate. So Andy and Vinci together, they have to make it happen. 2v5 situation, it's a lot that I'm asking out of Andy and Vinci. Whereas if they can make it happen, this is the time and this is the position. Otherwise, it's almost into the name. Why almost? It's already into the name of Hasib Warriors to take over the map victory. 5 on the play, the first one goes down, so 1 at a time. Now, if Zedux falls, there would be a lot of hope for Won't Stop Peeking to go further. Vinci Cobra slowly moving in, then know the positions. Naughty very well prepared and ready for the same. Angles, it's all about verticality for the play, and Vinci gets a big one. That's the part that I'm waiting for, and the equation has been taken care of. But still, problem from above, and it can turn things around into the favor of Hasib Warriors. From 5, they are down to 3, but I know for sure they have a big plan in store, and there we go. Cobra already took a little bit off. So Vinci on the other side has a beautiful angle. Got to see if he can make it happen or not, but he's being countered heavily no room to work for. And Baz on the prowl as well. We have seen what Baz has done time and again. He can get the best out of the situation. Cobra almost, yes, on the floor.
Ooh.
Vinci, the last one standing, gets a little bit. Oh no, that is Baz who confirmed it. And Vinci falls, and just like that, Hasib Warriors making the big ones on the board time and again. They are the dominant ones. I believe the first map was 7-4 and right now it is 7-3.
Mm-hmm. And that is just showing you what Hasib Warriors can do. In quick succession, they take both maps into their favor. And if this just continues up, I think Chalet will be the last map that we'll be allowed to show over here because it doesn't look like WSP won't stop peaking, have stopped peaking. And I think so very rightfully so because every time they peak, there's a member of Hasib Warriors just take their heads off their shoulders. There's not much they can do, honestly, this. And they don't, and Hasib Warriors is not even playing with Hasib in the team. Hasib is not even playing this matchup and they're still so dominant without their main top 5 roster, honestly. And I think that just speaks wonder of how good a team synergy you have running into this. Just look at these beginning rounds. This was just complete domination coming in for Hasib Warriors. Their attack side just looks so strong, and if you have such a strong attack side in Cafe, I don't think there's many things that can stop you.
Oh yes, being the attackers, being the defenders, again, it's not just the way they are performing, it is not just the role they are performing, be it the operator selection or the other way around. Everywhere you see one and the only thing that is the domination that is being presented from Hasib Warriors. And you know what, Won't Stop Picking is not less, just that something is not working, something is very off in the equation that they are trying to attempt. And I'm trying to understand what's not working in their favor. Is it the operator pick they are going for, or is it the position they are playing for? Because the operators are there, they have made the best choice, they have the positions, I mean, they held the positions, and when it's needed, they went for the aggression for a couple of rounds. We have seen the way Won't Stop Playing has taken a step further over Hasib Warriors and they made sure that the numbers were already there. I mean, not enough numbers which will take them further, but that's there. So I'm still wondering what's not working.
I'm honestly gonna say that maybe they're not anticipating the way Hasib Warriors because they just never play the same round twice, like the same defense side the same way. Like they'll always switch it up when they're attacking. They're gonna change it up. The adaptability that Hasib Warriors brings out, I think, is the problem for WSP. Because once they start adapting to something, Hasib Warriors just change the question completely, right? And that answer just no longer fits into that bracket. So I think that's slightly the problem, as well as these first bloods. A lot of them are just going into Hasib Warriors' favor. You can see from this only 4 first bloods, 2 from Buckinator, 2 from Dark Lord went for Won't Stop Peaking. But then if you look at the side of Hasib Warriors, 3 for Zadox, 1 for Taha, and then 2 more for Naughty. So these opening numbers and these opening fights are where they're coming out on top, and the multi-frags coming in. I just think it's unbelievable. And Zedux has stepped up huge coming into this map number 2.
Zedux always has that for the team. Time and again, this player has proven me wrong a lot of times, proven the situations wrong a lot of times. Now, join that with Fatar at 9, Naughty with 7, been Naughty quite good number of times. I have seen Naughty what you have done on the map, and it's beautifully executed. Now, Baz and Taha rose up to the situation, provided the essential support as much as needed. 87% of cost from both Xerex and Baz. On the other side, 80 each by Fatar and Naughty, 73 by Taha. Now, talking about Won't Stop Peaking, we got 80% cost from Andy Cobra, while the number of kills to that, not that great. At the same point of time, they tried, they attempted. I won't say that, that was not at all there. But what surprised me a lot of times is that, Vinci is not the Vinci that I have seen playing a lot of times. And there's a huge change on the entire playstyle. And even Dark Lord has, disappointed me a bit. I'm sorry to say this, brother, but this is what it is. Because that's not the same Dark Lord that I have seen playing. For a couple of moments when he got ZX back to back in round number 8 and round number 9, I felt like, okay, he's back for a moment and he's going to go for the second and the third. Whereas that did not happen. So I was, hence I'm saying that, I'm kind of like disappointed.
Yeah, it would seem like that as we continue on with the competition. And yeah, Dark Lord looked like he was picking up some steps, but unfortunate for them, just couldn't do much later on in this part for them. And we are going to go on to Chalet. That is going to be number 3. And this is yet again another WSP pick. So, will this time is where they make their stand? And this is the time where Won't Stop Peaking will start living up to their name and won't actually stop peaking, won't actually stop dying, and just continue on with their success. Because Chalet is a map, if you are really good at it, it can put a hindrance. If you have a lot of strats built up on it and you can keep on interchanging them, it's going to be very hard for the side of Hasib Warriors to answer back with.
Oh yes, it's needs to be answered 7-4, 7-3. If that's this case, then my goodness, a lot's been worried about. All right, now let's move on. Let's move further. The third map might be the one to bring in a change. If that's the case, then this is where it all has to happen in Chalet. A beautiful mansion, but not so beautiful when it comes to all that breaking, all that demolition, walls being taken out, floors being taken out, roofs being covered, explosions, completely demolishing everything. So yes, let's do it in Chalet. And Azami Twitch ban.
The Azami Twitch ban coming in, as well as the Ace and Fenrir. Fenrir is also very good in Chalet. There are a couple of very cheeky angles you can put the Fenrir gadgets down that you can cause a lot of havoc. It looks like 2F, Master Bedroom and Office, will be the selection coming in over here for the defensive side. So Hasib Warrior is going to start on defense here, looking to start out strong. And the solace that you were asking for quite some time over here, Santa, it looks like Taha is going to be bringing that out. And Thunderbird for Fatar, Baz with the Valkyrie, Zedux with the Sterling this time. I've not got to see Zedux that much playing the Frost, honestly. I've seen him more with the Legion. And each for Electric here, we're going with the Bandit over Kaid. So maybe expect some Bandit tricks coming in from Naughty.
10 seconds to insertion.
Oh yes, the bandit tricks. Bring it on and bring it as a surprise, and the surprise will be so big that quite entertaining as well as explosive. Time and again, I'm saying this explosive because I know these players can get it done. Okay, we'll talk more about it. Desmond has that going further, and I'm counting on Desmond on this particular map because I've seen Desmond doing some lovely as well as amazing plays. On the other front, Dark Lord and Vinci, if you have to redeem yourself, Chalet is where you got to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, talking about Hasib Warriors, they have it done. Sterling SMG in the hands of Zedux, quite deadly. Taha with the P90, amazing. Ooh. Dark Lord. I wanted to give a compliment.
You did, but then he just got instantly traded. Oh my god. Bro, it's not even been 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes still left on the clock and it's just 2 versus 3 right now. What has just happened to the pace of this game? WSP are bringing the heat, but Hasib Warriors do not mind the answer. And Buccaneer doesn't have much HP. He has 0 HP. As so does ND. And before even maybe the 2-minute mark, the round is over. And Hasib Warriors already claimed round number 1 for themselves here, Santa.
Even before I could say, even before, I felt like, oh wow, Dark Lord is back. Oh wow, Vinci is back. I'm like, oh no, they are back, but back to the, off the map. Sorry to say this, guys, but Won't Stop Peaking, I really cannot wrap my head around the numbers and the way the things are going in. One team has to win, the other team has to take it as a learning. That is the situation, that is where it happens. I know all about that. But not the way what it is happening on the screen. Come on, Won't Stop Peaking. Where are you? Has your alarm snoozed on? Are you like sleeping while you're playing? Again, I'm really sorry I'm saying this. Whereas
location of
I'm
a bomb.
quite disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed.
Yeah. And they tried to go for the fast approach, but it looks like SC Warriors were
10
not,
seconds.
deterred by it whatsoever. And they brought in the Mira as well.
Hmm.
And it looks like they're going to go make 2F their, 1F their secondary site. They're not going basement directly. And you can already see we have people who want to latch in. Buccaneer gets the kill. And this is the aggression we wanted. You insert back.
Yes.
If they go for a spawn peek, you get the kill onto them. You get the frag. You get the man advantage. You get that first kill, and that's where the momentum can start to be building for yourself. As we can see that there are slight changes coming in. We have those sites. We have a Hibana. We have Buccaneer. So if the hatches open up, it could be nice, but it's not the kitchen side, mind you. It's the other 1F side. So you have to take that into caution. You have to take control of our library if you have any hopes of winning the round.
Entry via the backyard and the 5+ been covered as well, but that's where a kill also has happened. Very good advantage position. Cobra completely undeterred. Meanwhile, Desmond kind of like took a chunk off and he falls. Bars for the play, and he is like the bars and gets the best out of it. Now Cobra is the one to get this kill. If it is the way I'm anticipating that combat or probably the situation. But if that's the case, on the other side, Dark Lord gets the good one, Fatah of the play. Now, Naughty and Taha as well moving in. 4v3 situation, probably so that, it can turn as a 3v2. Now, I can't expect anything more out of that. But meanwhile, Dark Lord getting the 2k seems as if is completely angry on my words. Bars gets Vinci in between. That was not supposed to happen. Can you also get Cobra? Because that would totally turn the things and turn up the heat.
It would definitely turn it up. Now, Baz and Naughty, they can defend it. Jaeger and Legion is the kind of operators I would really like. Jaeger with that gun, especially now, he's not 3-speed anymore, but even with the 2-speed can do as well as the Legion. Legion's creating a hole with the shorty. Maybe gets an angle where he can peek from, but this deployable shield is used in the opposite direction, honestly, for them. But it is them trying to defend 2F without anybody above roaming. So they're just going to be turtling inside instead. And a flame going to come from Capita. Maybe changing it to a smoke, cutting off the angle before they drop. I expect that's going to be the strategy coming in from ND right now. Another explosion on the other side of the map. But they are playing it very patient as Baz and Naughty. They're waiting. Both teams are waiting for the other one to make a mistake, honestly. But now time is ticking. Now WSP have to start making the move. Here comes the smokes. Here comes the walk-in, essentially. And as soon as Buccaneer goes in, he gets the kill onto Baz. Now Naughty's left in pretty much an impossible situation. There are a lot of ACOGs going to be trained on his position. Only thing that's working for him, his position is unknown. They don't know where the Legion is, and he can use this to his advantage if there's no drone on his side. But with that upside down repel, it's going to be very hard to actually get the defuse. They have very good post-plan situations, and ND picks up on the unexpecting Legion. He was not even anticipating someone can be shooting at him from that angle. And at least now, the score has been equalized. 1 round to both of these teams.
Much needed equalizer in the beginning. Now it's just 1-1. If it happens like 3-3, 4-4, that's when I'll start getting a bit happier, because right now I will not say anything. Because the moment I say something, it's kind of like we'll turn around and then I'll again, okay, what happened, what equation went wrong, and so on and so forth. Okay, I'll wait for the same. So 1-1 happened. Can we see the 2-1 or probably 2-2? Meanwhile, talking about the numbers, Dark Lord definitely with 3, looking quite stronger, comparatively much better than the prior maps. And meanwhile, Bars on the other side with 4. So if you see one player rising up to the situation, you'll see the other player as well on the counter, making a big one happening. And this is where I really like things from Hasib Warriors, that, if Zedux is kind of like falling short, it's either Fatah or Baz or even Taha or maybe Naughty, contributing to the same. The same is the case with the Won't Stop Peaking as well. So the contribution is there, but just that, something is slightly off. Because usually it's either Vinci or Buccaneer with those big numbers, and even Desmond. That's what I'm like so surprised. Now, Andy Cobra, he's like, consistent through the way. He's kind of like supporting and then getting the numbers and then moves on from there. It's kind of like that up down kind of graph, sort of that heartbeat graph, which goes on. So it's there and it's there. Now, moving into the round, 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Cobra making the way through. Fatar on the other side is very well prepared. I know for sure an explosion is on store and two C4s to work with. Now, will Fatah use it at this juncture or Taha make it happen right around another 30 seconds? Got to wait and see. And Mr. Producer, please be ready to catch that explosion.
Yeah, but Fatar was trying to go for the banditry. It didn't work out. They already opened it up with a heartbeat charge. He gets the wrong side, and Cobra's also Andy's out of the picture. He's been shut out, so we don't have a thermite left. You have the Hibana to open up the backside. I think that's going to be the strategy right now. Exactly right now, Hibana's going to be putting on the charges. You have people to defend it, and he's going to break it up. And oh my God, the reinforcement coming in. That was a very tricky thing coming in from Matar. He comes in for the rotation, breaks it out, and the Scopos. He's going to use the Scopos dummy as a shield, basically, as this. And will shield that he can see through even better, depending on the situation. And now WSP are struggling. But this is what I meant. If the side of Hasib had taken this as their second round, like you take the defense bottom side, it could have been different, but they chose the 2F, which was a bit of an anomaly for me, at least seeing it. And we can see maybe a run out is getting prepped by Taha, but he's just making sure that other people have to watch him. Look at this angle being held by Buccaneer. He's prone on the floor. He's waiting for the peak to be coming in from the Malusi. But yes, Buccaneer comes out on top. But Desmond gets straight out of Hathar from behind this Scopos shield instead. And he's going to keep this angle. This is a very good position on the Scopos. And exactly as that happens, when Buccaneer came in with the fire from the capital, that's when Fatar strikes. Cleans out Buccaneer. Dark Lord's been knocked down. All that remains is Vinci. And even he is no longer for this round. So this is, I think, the slight error coming in from Hasib Warriors. If they had taken this as their second side, they could have been looking strong. Maybe even taking a 3-0 in the quarter that has progressed. But now, because the quarter has finished, we're going to see new bans coming in. New bans will be coming in. I'm not quite sure what they're going to be picking up for themselves. If they can continue, it's going to be the Hibana and the Mira getting banned out. The Hibana has been a bit annoying, but I don't think the Mira gets warranted because the Mira didn't affect the way they wanted to. But maybe in the 2F side, where they are going to be turning, the Mira will be playing the role that they thought they could have. So let's neutralize that. The Thunderbird, it's a very interesting strategy. Until this series, I had not seen that many Thunderbirds, but I see Warriors are determined to make this their priority. And Buccaneer yet again going to be on the 0. Amaru coming in for ND. This time, let's see if he can make his explosive impact that you need. And Vinci on Thermite. Not sure about the Thermite over here, given it's 2F. I would have maybe liked a Hibana, but Hibana's out, Ace is out. You have to stick with the Thermite. But how are you going to approach the wall? If library control is not taken, it's going to be hard for the Thermite to honestly do anything.
A lot of problematic situations for sure to work with, wherein I know for the fact that the team can make it happen, and 2-2 is what we are asking for and which is needed at this point of time. So round number 4 can bring that to happen. We have to just wait and see. Being the defenders, Hasib Warriors are doing a pretty good job so far, and that would continue most likely. And I also expect that ZX may not take the same spawn pick that has happened earlier and kind of like given away a little bit of advantage to Won't Stop Taking. At the same point of time, when ZX fell short a little bit, the team has made sure that the others have covered it properly. So 1-2, will that happen? 2-2 or not? Again, still waiting for the same. And talking about the numbers, so far Dark Lord at 3. Followed by Buccaneer with 3, ND at 2. We're still waiting for Vinci and Desmond to make those numbers on the board. And Dark Lord can most likely get a quick kill out of this position, just that, has to have that better angle over the opponent.
And exactly what I was saying, with the Thermite, you have to take library control, and that's what they're trying to do. They have drones coming into library, but library position is a good stronghold right now for Sea Warriors from what I can see of their positioning. And you see Desmond's trying to get some maybe because the C4 comes in, it takes away half of Desmond's HP. Thankfully for the reload, he had stepped a bit more back. Maybe if he drops off, he doesn't need the C4, but he was in the reload animation, didn't think much of it. Maybe thought the C4 wouldn't do that much damage from far. But Buccaneer on the other hand gets the kill onto Baz. So Capcan eliminated by the sledge. Nomad places a close one over the Buccaneer is even continuing, gets another. Vinci follows through, and now momentum coming in for WSP as they've taken out 3 members of the Sea Warriors while they are still 5-man strong. Fatar and Naughty, can they make it 3 rounds for Sea Warriors? It's a very uphill task, a mammoth of a challenge, honestly, to accomplish over here. And that's also with Naughty being eliminated from the scenario. Fatar on his lonesome does take Dark Lord away on his Thunderbird, but can he do more? And now Library's been taken. Buccaneer gets his 3rd kill of the round. A triple kill coming in for the man who led the charge from up front.
Triple kill, and that's a fabulous execution. Very well done. Won't stop peeking. Now this needs to continue. So you got the second, you made the equalizer happen. Got to take this one notch further. Now that's going to happen for sure. Sledge, Thermite, Ash, and Nomad. On the other side, we got Castle, Wamai, Capcan, Scopos, along with Doc. Beautifully positioned, I believe. So, got to see how advantageous it can be for the team. Now, talking about the same, can we see those, whether it will be a 3-2 or not, is still on the question, and I'm waiting for that sort of answer. Now, also, the numbers that I've waited for, Buccaneer finally rising up to the situation and got those 6. Thank goodness that he did so. Meanwhile, Hasib Warriors are also gearing up for a big one. I know for the fact that they are gonna answer for the prior round.
10 seconds left before insertion.
They are going to. It's gone tit for tat right now between both these teams. One round followed by another for the opposing. So it's 2-2 right now on the scoreboard. Let's see how well Hasib Warriors can defend this out for themselves. They have gone back up to the 2F mark. They think the last one was pretty much a fluke coming in. No, actually, yeah, they are 1F instead. So they're going to be going for that site, which I thought was a bit careless for them in the earlier stages. They've gone for another Scopos over here. So if they use a Scopos like they used last time, with Fatar trying with that bandit, I think that was an excellent play coming from when they took the basement take for them. Default camp should get neutralized very shortly as they try to make their way in. Desmond's gone for Bravo, so expect some hacks coming in, and that's exactly what he does. Throws down the Brava drone, is looking to go for more, maybe even, you know, to get some Capcans out of the way. That's the only thing he can honestly steal over here. Maybe even some wise. I'm quite sure if that's going to be that helpful, but you can see, oh, on the bottom side, the Amaru gets the opening frag onto Taha. The Doc, who was trying to be aggressive, couldn't do much. And you can see the Brava drone also gets neutralized over here from Bas trying to sit behind the Scopo shield instead. And 2 members are sitting close by. Scopo shield's honestly used as a shield and not as maybe coming back or, you know, switching up locations throughout the matchup, which I maybe like from Zedux as he's piloting this operator. One guy's still outside the window. We're still just using the Scopo shield, playing it as safely as possible. And Zedux just using his own dummy essentially over there as the round continues. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock for WSP to make their move.
Has to make it quick, has to make it happen. Time is of essence. 90 seconds on the move. Desmond taking a little, and oh, that's troublesome for the player. On the other side, you see Dark Lord moving in kind of like a rescue attempt. Probably would provide a little bit of defense, but that's not gonna be on the same case. Meanwhile, you'll see Fatar making the mail through. That could be a 4th for Fatar as well. Oh, there we go. Big one coming in from Naughty as well. 4v3 gonna convert to 4v1 instantaneously if at all the case happens. And Zedux making sure Dark Lord does not make any crazy moves. There we go, the 4-1 I spoken about. And unfortunately, it was Buccaneer, because I was kind of like counting that, you know, Cobra would fall down and then Buccaneer will make some amazing moves, getting like 2 on the board onto the name and turning it down. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And again, if I say that, you know, if this happens, that happens, if that happens, something else, that would never end the loop. Now, talking about the way Hasib Warriors have taken it a notch up and then made it sure the 3rd happens into their name, that's beautiful execution. Lovely strategy that I have seen. And though at times I felt like, you know, it's kind of like tilting into Won't Stop Peeking's end, made sure that did not happen.
It did not happen, and Hasib Warriors now put their tally at the 3 mark for themselves and gone
yes.
back to the basement, which was such a good defense for them. And if it does what happened in the past, Hasib Warriors will be looking to make the 3 into a 4. But that's not if Buckinator has anything to say for it, because WSP, when they're on the attack, when Buckinator starts flowing, is when you can see WSP going into full throttle and actually doing much. And I really like
That's
the
true.
opening frag from ND last time, right? With that Amaru, he did well, but unfortunately they could not capitalize on the situation fast
Yes.
enough. And Fatar is going to be bringing back the bandit
10
this time.
seconds
Hopefully, the bandit charge will work out more successfully for himself. And we do have the Thatcher coming in, but we only have one actual hard breacher that's going to be the Thermite. A bit of a spawn peak angle was coming there, as we could see it at that last moment. Will it catch out anybody, or will there be an answer frag instead? We are yet to see.
Got to wait a little bit for these questions to be answered, and it's going to happen quite sooner than expected out of. All right, talking about the positions advantage and the way it's gonna go further. What I'm expecting is Cobra to get those 2 kills, probably the 5 onto his name, because that can turn up the heat is what I'm thinking about. Will that happen or not remains as a question. Zedux, on the other hand, is quite confident and is talking about Zedux. As soon as I take his name, he says that, Santa, why not we start with a kill and then I'll follow with the second.
He is trying to go for more, but unfortunately, Buckinator no longer there. That's a capital. That's a very important utility over there. You have the flames plus the smoke. And I think that's where capital comes in. And they're going for yet again another backside take. Here comes the Thatcher charge. It's eliminated Fatar, and now the wall's going to be opened up. No, it gets cancelled, and that is what I was talking about this time. The bandit trick working in wonders for the side of Hasib Warriors. Scopos can be changed, but Xedax is choosing not to right now. He's trying to go for more frags instead. And oh, that's a very cheeky angle. And Xedax actually comes on top of ND, who was holding the angle. So Peaker's advantage comes in full effect over the Desmond. Gets the return frag onto Naughty, and in middle of a reload, Xedax was caught off guard, but still survives. Albeit with very, very less HP, if he can actually continue to do more over here. But otherwise, you can see Desmond and Vinci and Dark Lord are trying to make the move. The nade comes in. There's a knock over there, and Desmond gets finished off a triple kill coming in for Taha, and make that a quadra for this man, and he is doing wonders as well. I think this is Hasib Warriors coming into complete flow state right now after those mishaps in the 2F and that once in the 3F. Other than that, it seemed like a very good defensive half coming in for Hasib Warriors.
Things can happen in heat of the situation, and we really cannot count on those and to say that, this, that. At the same point of time, what you mentioned is absolutely correct, rising up to the situation and then, making those quick, teeny, tiny, immediate corrections. That's where the team rises up to the location and makes sure that the numbers happen. And talking about Taha, he is known to do these skills. Be it the 3K, the 4K, and getting those numbers for the team to take it further. I have seen that a lot of times happen. So is the case that I have seen with Vinci, Dark Lord. Unfortunately, today it is not happening the same way. Whereas from Hasib Warriors, oh my goodness, I'm really loving the way they have made it extremely explosive and full of fire. And that's what we have been asking for the grand finals. Now, to take it a notch up, we have Capcan Illusion, Mira, Azami on the other side, Ram, Thermite, Blackbeard, Lion, Knock, and Thermite on the other. So, got to see what's in store.
Yet to see, and we are heading into the 7th round now. WSP on the defensive half. Hasib Warriors will make the attack, and Taha bring yet again another Nook. That's going to be interesting because until this is, yes, didn't see that much Nook. The Ram, not quite sure what the Ram is going to accomplish. Maybe they think they're going basement, that's why the Thermite is also there. But I think once they spot out the bomb site, there should be changes coming in. I wouldn't like the Thermite. With that, I would have liked the Hibana instead, because only the Ace has been banned out. The Blitz banner from them doesn't make that sense, because we haven't seen that much Blitz coming in from Hasib Warriors or make it anybody else. But WSP thinks it warrants a ban, as well as Hanwha. The side of Hasib Warriors wanted the ban of the Fender and the Melusi. But as we continue, we can see the Ram has still been kept. I am not quite sure about this operator in this site that you want to attack. But Buckinator is going to be on his comfortable Valkyrie. He's still one black eye to place, and he just exactly right now. Desmond will be on the roaming Legion, and Capcan in the hands of Andy. Make sure to see him do something there. And Mira left open. Dark Lord is going to abuse that any day. Mira on this site is something that makes it almost impossible to get through. And with Xenox out of the picture, with no more ass charges to neutralize Mira walls, I don't see what WSP can bring in.
WSK won't stop ping and bring in a lot of heat, and Taha Mayanval says no to that. Naughty gets Dark Lord. Big ones going off, and another fall just like that. Desmond and Buckinator has to rise up for the location and got to get those rescues, but that's not going to happen. Patar and Naughty making sure the chance is not there. And look at the way they approached it. As soon as moved in, as soon as the entry happens, is there Tata, bye bye, there's the exit door.
Exit indeed, and Hasib Warriors inching them way closer to become the champions of this Community Cup Season 4, and they are just 2 rounds away from cementing it. Already with a 2 map lead against WSP, and mind you, this is WSP's map pick as well. So if WSP can't show up here, there's not much hope for them to show up on maps where Hasib Warriors have actually had the preference. And WSP have Dark Lord with the Mira, but unfortunately I could not see too much. Last time, it looked like Hasib Warriors were maybe in a bit of trouble when Xenox was out of the picture, but the aggression they showed afterward just could not be stopped by Won't Stop Peeking. The Won't Stop Peeking had to stop peeking because they were unfortunately dead at that point. But Valkyrie comes coming in for Buccaneer. I need this man to step up more because he's already doing a really good job. He's got 6 kills, but if his team is not following through, he has to put more pressure on his back, has to try and carry them through rounds until they are feeling more confident, until momentum is flowing in their favor. This is pretty much do or die for the side of Won't Stop, because you never want to have Hasib Warriors being on match point.
Yeah, I get what you're asking for. At the same point of time, asking one person to take it a notch up and then totally carry everything. While it is possible, at the same point of time, looking at the way Hasib Warriors are presenting the challenges, it is quite difficult. At the same point of time, I know Won't Stop Peeking can do it. Those players are very well versed with the map as well as the playstyle of Hasib Warriors, because they have faced each other quite good number of times. Talking about the same, Taha instantaneously deleting, and Zedex is left. Oh, what happened? Meanwhile, Baz is left alone. What turned? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Baz is left alone as the Blackbeard here in this situation. It's a tough battle coming in. We do have a DC in the middle of the round, so probably going to have a rehost after this. Wait for him to reconnect. Pretty much, so there should be a slight pause after. But I think Baz is just going to buy time, allow his teammate to join back up, and maybe assess the situation moving forward. Baz is inching his way forward. He's holding the left, now holding the right, going back to the left, goes back to the right, and catches out Andy. Good switching up coming in, uses the shield to get the position of the Kapkan earlier. Gets the Legion behind the wall. Oh my god, he's made this from a 1 versus 3 into 1 versus 1. It's just the Kapkan against Baz, and Baz is checking. I'm not sure why he's checking. Maybe he has a drone to put up instead. And now he knows where the position is of the Kapkan. It is a 1v1 situation. Doesn't know if he's gone to the right side. Is still anticipating that the Kapkan is on the left of the doorway. Instead, he's going for the plant. I don't think the Kapkan can hear it. He's maybe baiting up footsteps to prevent Baz from going for the full plant. But he spots out the toes. It's not enough. He gets half HP, but Baz gets up, and miraculously, what it was a 1v3 situation turns up with Baz coming out on top. And that is something that is definitely going to hurt Won't Stop Peeking. This was the opportunity with one player DCing, with it being a 1v3. You're giving this man 1v1s, and that is not what you want to be doing when you have the man advantage.
I am short of words. I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised, because a 1v3 in such a situation, and don't tell me you're going in with 4 players. Do not tell me you're going in with 4 players. Not at this moment, not at the grand final stage. But if Hasib Warriors does it because they have done it, so I won't be surprised with that fact. At the same point of time, for me to wrap my head around it is kind of like, I feel slightly scared to watch this particular round if they are going in with as a 4v5. Again, not certain. We'll talk about that when it happens. Meanwhile, the way Baz handled the entire situation is beautiful execution. It was all about timing, precision, and knowing around the map. And that's where this guy is known for doing some explosive stuff. And he can do it time and again. Normally, when a player gets DC'd and the teammates see that, it's a 1v3 situation, kind of like we shake, but we kind of like feel the tense of the moment, stressed a little bit, but not in the case of players from Hasib Warriors. They are like, it's all right, it's only 1v3, let's take it, let's get it done.
It is honestly that, and we're just waiting for the fifth player of Hasib Warriors to come back in. Mind you, Hasib Warriors is playing without their namesake player, Hasib in peace, but I think that's not stopping them. They are pretty much stopping this map, at least at this point. It's 6-2. This is going to be the biggest deficit of the day if it continues on like this, and match point is what you don't want to be in. And if Wont Peking can't win out in a 3v1, there's not much chances of you winning out in a 5v5 if it does properly done. And I think Wont be able to kick themselves in the back for the present that was unknowingly being given over to them when one of the Hasib Warriors players DC'd midway through that round, between round 8. And if you can't take the gifts being given to you, the return gift is you unfortunately not being the champions of the competition. And it's looking on those lines because the answers are not coming up from Won't Stop Peaking. We are lacking them, and so are they. And now it looks like they are trying to be bringing in Valkyrie again on Puckinator. He has been sticking to pretty much one operator per map in the defensive half from what I've been seeing from him. And this anticipation could not be enough. And we don't see any electric as of yet in their hands because unfortunately, even with them having the Bandit and the Kaid open, they're choosing not to have any electric from whatever their defense is looking right now heading into this round.
And again to this round, and it's going to be the next stage after it. Okay, so while all this happens, and we'll talk more about it, meanwhile, we'll take a quick break for the players to connect. So 5 minutes is what the call said. Fill up your coffee, fill up your popcorn, and me, Santa, along with Madness, will be back very soon.
Guys, welcome back to the CJ Community Cup Season 4, organized by Fragnation in partnership with Ubisoft. It's me, Madness, alongside Santa, and we are in the midst of the best of 5 of the grand finals. We are in map 3, where the side of Hasib Warriors are already leading the series 2-0 against WSP. This is their last stand because this is technically map point as well as series point for Hasib Warriors heading into this round. And Santa, I can't be more excited for this round.
Agreed with you, and yes, it's the moment we have been waiting for. Will it be the round where Hasib Warriors will bag the victory and take away the title? So, got to wait for a little moment, and it all will happen. So, 6-2 on the board. Will it be a 6-3? Will it be an equalizer? It would be huge ask from Won't Stop Peaking. I know it's 4 victories, one after the other. Whereas, since I know the team, I'm asking the same. Can you get that equalizer? Is it possible? Are you still there?
Are they still in it? They are bringing back the Blackbeard for Baz right here, and that's been a very good point for them. And you can see Taha might be looking to make a very early entrance, if that might be the possibility. And they brought the Thermite yet again, not the Hibana. They're choosing to open up the entire wall, and with the DMR, you can make short work of the zombie walls. But Buckinator strikes first and strikes hard into Taha, who was maybe looking for that explosive entry, and unfortunately was denied that. The upside down repel, good angles into library, maybe trying to catch out a cheeky kill, opening up even more holes into the wall with the wall banks. But as it stands, oh wait, Zedux catches out Dark Lord. Dark Lord got a bit lacking and is punished for it. He's going to end up giving up his life. It's a 4v4. The line charge comes in. Desmond is just holding the corner as well as Cobra. They're just holding sides, honestly, turtling in. And Blackbeard has made his appearance into library. So library control for them. Desmond gets the kill up onto Naughty instead. Zedak's going to enter library as well. But this is a double library and nobody else close by. How much can you do from just that 1 point? Especially that you have the Goyos at entrances very denied. So you can't even slow it down for Hasib Warriors. Because if you take it towards the later parts of the round, the Goyos will just deny you any sort of time.
Zedux is still in along with Fatara and Baz, so I'm quite expecting a lot out of these 3. It's a 3v4 situation. This is where Won't Stopping has to capitalize on it and get the victory onto the name. Will they do so or not depends on the players, and Vinci has to get those 2 quick kills. Will it be possible? Zedux has a better angle. Baz gets Cobra. Zedux has to make a mark over here. And with that, the turn of events can happen. The side's been covered, and Buckinator slightly into a troublesome matter. A little bit of chunk of health taken off. Zedix still undeterred, holds the position and gonna make it possible, I believe so. Desmond on the other front, gonna go for the shot. Shot connected from Baz, getting Buckinator off the play. Fatar on the other side, moving in. He gets a big one, I believe so, but meanwhile, Zedix falls. Oh my goodness, the turn of events. Vinci is the last one standing. Will you get the 2K? The 2 kills. Is it needed? Oh, it's a head-on play. Vinci gets the best out of the situation. Baz went for the shield bash. That did not work. Now it's a 1v1. Vinci against Fatar, or can we say Fatar getting the best, getting the map point, the match point, and the title point for the team. Amazingly executed. And execution indeed it is.
And that will be Hasib Warriors being crowned your champions of the CJX Community Cup Season 4. And they did it in pretty good fashion. Semi-finals, 1 map, 4v5 doesn't utter them anything. They DC midway through this grand finals in map number 3 for the point where they can get to match point. Doesn't matter. Baz steps up huge, gets that triple for himself with a 1v3, takes advantages of the opportunities provided for him. At the end, Fatar gets the final kill, puts them through, and Hasib Warriors are going to be crowned champions. And I can't expect a better team because honestly, from the performances I have seen from this team in this, from the semi-final stage onwards, they seem like the team that should deserve it, the favorites walking in, and they put on a performance that WSP are not going to forget anytime soon.
And why not? And why not? Hasib Warriors has been showing the game, the play, with the aggression that is needed and with the total package that's been presented against their opponents. And time and again, They have proven a lot of things wrong. When we see that the players are low on health, when we see that the manpower disadvantage is there, normally the team falls, the players fall, but not in the case of Hasib Warriors. Let it be a 1v3 or let it be situations from where they are in a disadvantage that turn that into their advantage. You have seen Fatah doing some amazing stuff, some crazy stuff, right? Getting Puckinator around that corner, around that angle, particularly using the dummy as a shield, which you rightly mentioned, and that's been done, executed beautifully. And that's been done quite good number of times. I mean, not exactly with the dummy shield and on. I'm talking about the disadvantage position and turning it into their favor. So when it was 2-2, I was quite confident and I was about to say that it's gonna go for 3-3, but the turn of events and the way it's been done, Hasib Warriors took it a notch up, did not allow the equalizing scenarios to happen, didn't even leave that room. And this round, round number 5, made it happen, and from here everything changed.
Everything did change from this point. WSP only managing 3 rounds in total in this matchup going on over here, and it didn't look like a good performance. The defense of Hasib Warriors looked shaky when they chose second, like 2F as their secondary side going into defense, but they picked it up at a very good pace afterwards, denied a lot of entries. The aggression could be matched. Buccaneer a couple of times did get opening frags for his team, but could not be neutralized in most of the sense, especially in the attacks. Remember one round with the sledge where he just goes completely in, doesn't mind anything. And I like this angle from the rooftop over here from Taha against Dark Cloud. These are the kind of angles that you need to be playing to get those early picks against an aggressive team like that. But this, the 1v3, just look at this. I'm not quite sure why Cobra is trying to pick it. Why not just play the crossfire with your Capcan? That could have neutralized a lot of the situation. But Baz very smartly checks for the Legion, gets the kill onto him. And this diffuser, he's getting planted. Only his foot was being sown where he gets a bit of damage later on from Vinci. You'll see Vinci trying to make a move. Like the plant comes in, Vinci hears it a bit too late. He tried to make footsteps to make sure that Baz doesn't continue the plant, but now he sees the foot, gets a bit of damage, but Baz comes up with the shield, comes up with the gun. He's expecting the shield from the side of Vinci. That's why he may not ready to fire. And instantly Baz takes his heads off. Puts us in this match point for themselves. And I just think Baz came up huge in this series. Went 10-2 just at this round. And the Blackbeard, that was rightfully so banned quite a few times against the Warriors last series, is what proved to be their strong point, and that's what WSP could not answer during their defensive rounds most of the time.
You know what, Madness, from now on, whenever I see Blackbeard, there will be a name that will linger in my head. That's going to be Baz, because the stuff that Baz has done with Blackbeard will be remembered, and I'm gonna remember it for quite good amount of time. He look at the way Fatah got that beautiful angle done, right? Vinci made it sure, like getting a one off, particularly when the shield burst was about to happen. And from there on, I was under the impression that it's going to be, it's about to happen. Whereas Fatah says, hold on, I'm still here. When I'm still here, I'm gonna get it done. And he got the round, match point, and made it sure that the team takes away the title. So from every player from the team, it's like execution with perfection. No room of error anywhere, no questions to be asked. And please mind that these are numbers after the shift, I believe so, or is it the final numbers? Because 11-7, I think it's only from...
These are the final numbers.
These are the final. Okay, thanks for the correction, because I'm
these are the final numbers, but you can see from the side of WSP, they, for the majority, have got those first kills, but the conversion is where the problem was happening from there. Like you could see Hasib Warriors, they only got 2 first kills, one where Zerax got it, once where Naughty got it, but they can always play with that man disadvantage, and that's one of their strengths that I like to see. Even when they are at the man disadvantage, they play scenarios in a way that you won't anticipate, exactly like Baz did with the Blackbeard. And if WSP don't respect that even that one player can take down 3, they're gonna suffer what they suffered today. And this is the greatest difference in scoreline that we've seen throughout the grand finals, a 7-2, right? That is just showing you that even if you pick the map, Hasib Warriors is always there to answer.
See, this is where a lot of equations that I make in my head goes wrong, because oftentimes what we see is like players play so well on their home ground. When I say home ground, their own map pick, right? So when we see that a
Mhm.
team has picked a map, we know for certainty that they are very comfortable on that particular map and they'll make some amazing numbers along with those moves. But when we see that the opposite happens, okay, and when teams like Hasib Warriors moves into the picture and says that, you know what, we will get to your own home ground and we are going to claim the victory out of it, and not just with a small margin. Okay, we are not talking about a smaller numbers. We are talking about the big ones. And talking about the big numbers, let's get ready for the overall summary. Here it is, and it's quite deadly. Oh my goodness. 30 bomber really bars. Oh, lovely execution. 28 each for Fatar and Zedix. Just too short. If those two happens as well, I mean, just imagine madness. Three players with 30 bombers. That's like a big statement, right? Now 24 to the name
Yeah.
of Taha, Naughty with 17. When it comes to cost, that as well, as there, and numbers are speaking for themselves. Now, moving on to Won't Stop Peaking, I'm kind of like disappointed because the number of kills that I see from Hasib Warriors and the number of deaths is kind of like tallying. So that's where a total disruption happened, is what I can safely say. And I'm really not certain what happened to Won't Stop Picking today, particularly being the grand finals. Maybe the heat of the moment caught up to the situation. Maybe they were like under stress or something, or so on. All that can be answered only by the players, and only they are the one to tell us the story. Because until then, I cannot understand what went wrong.
Uh, I can slightly see it because Bas, even after dropping a 30 bomb, only died 12 times, right? Even Fatar, almost close to the 30, just two off it, only died 15. So they're getting a lot of frags that are not getting answered by. They're getting multiple kills in a round, basically. That's what's happening. And Buckinator tried his best alongside Ashami, but Vinci unfortunately fell short, as well as Dark Lord. Dark Lord had a bit of, sparks of moments, but unfortunately for Vinci, I did not get to see much of him throughout this entire series. And hopefully he will reflect on that, improve in the future against a team like a Sea Warriors. But a 3-0 series in a grand finals is definitely a statement that a Sea Warriors have put out, that they are currently the best team in the region, and that is how it is looking. Unless WSP can answer back in future tournaments that will occur between. This is this is beginning. This is just season 4 of the Community Cup. There are going to be much more opportunities for WSP to prove themselves as a team heading further into the competitions against these teams. But Sea Warriors have made their mark. Honestly, I want to see this team even more, because that aggression type of play is what made me fall in love with Siege X in the first place.
Yes, sir, and I have to agree with you on everything that you mentioned. Now, we will talk about it in a moment. Meanwhile, a quick info for you all. Now, CZX, let's have more. And it's been presented so that the South Asia Elite Community Series is about to begin with a prize pool of 3 lakh Indian rupees. That's massive amount. So be ready, be prepared for it. Steal the show. The registrations will happen on Discord, and it will be open pretty soon. So look forward for it. If you haven't yet joined on the Discord server, the links will be there on the bio as well, and the updates on the about section. It can also be found on the chat section as well. So look for it. Join the Discord. Spread the word. Steal the show. There will be meme competitions happening on Discord. So participate on it. Show your creativity with your memes, and then take it further. So the dual C showdown. Be ready, be prepared for it.
Yeah, I would have been happy if we had these events when I was upcoming CG. It makes the game more interesting. You meet new players, essentially make new friends along the way. And that's all what Discord and these events are all about. Have some fun time, get some R6 credit, get some skins as well for your time being short over there. But yeah, that's a very good series coming up. The South Asia Elite Series, that a 3 lakh INR prize pool, that's a huge amount of money going to be coming in. And I think these teams are going to be clawing their way up, especially teams like Won't Stop peaking like Hasib Warriors, they're going to be making a name for themselves in that competition, trying to get a majority of that prize pool for themselves. And the way they fight today, Hasib Warriors might just well be those favorites heading into that competition, with WSB being slightly behind just in tempo right now in the current state of things. But maybe there's some time between that, between this and that competition beginning out, so maybe some improvements will be made from WSB, maybe some map changes or maybe some rotations of your players or the way your operators are being selected. Depends on how you want to view how this tournament went for you. But at the end of the day, your CJX Community Cup Season 4 champions will be Hasib Warriors in a very dominating fashion. And at least I get to say I casted a semi-final in a 4v5 where the 4v5 team ended up winning. I never thought in this certificate that would happen. And that just shows you how good a team Hasib Warriors is.
Yes, indeed. And the best one always gets the title. The best one always bags the victory, and they take it a step further. It's called as, raise the bar, and you have to raise to the location. That's what Hasib Warriors has shown us with their gameplay, the game style, and beautifully done. I'm quite impressed by how Hasib Warriors have taken it through the tournament. I mean, I'm told that, they have already bagged a lot of titles, and I was looking forward for one more, and it's like another feather added to their cap. So kudos to the team. Very well done. At the same point of time, won't stop picking. While I said that, I felt disappointed by your performance, it's because, I like your playstyle, and I have been a fan of what you have done on the prior maps and on the prior tournaments. So comparing all those, I was like, what happened? Nevertheless, fans may get disappointed, but you players will always make sure that you're up to the location, and on the next tournament, it's always there. So let's consider today as a learning experience, and I'm sure you will have much more in store for us.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was your grand finals. Yet again, Hasib Warriors, your champions for the Community Cup Season 4 CJX tournament. It's been me, Madness, alongside Santa for this competition. And these will be us parting ways, but for a short time, because there will be more competition up ahead.